The Scores tab for the fastest, most complete list of scores from around the state.
HQ, Deerfield, Pittsburg. Quality Structures Incorporated, 90-mile-per-hour wind load standard. ESPN 100.7.
Pittsburg High football on ESPN 100.7 is brought to you by Quality Structures Incorporated, National Bank, CDL Electric, Mary Body Frame Towing, Marone, Meadowbrook Mall, Ortho Four States, Tri-State Building, Jocksnitz Sporting Goods, Lindbergh Pharmacy, Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, Commerce Bank, the Eddie Auto Body and Alignment, Baines Incorporated, Spigarelli Law Firm, Lane Lord Basketball Campus, Wilbert and Towner, Ryan Insurance, Pittsburg State University, 88 Drone Video, Air, Broadcast Television, now let's go live to the field. Here's the voice of the Purple Dragon, Campolina.
It was a 150-mile drive west for the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons as they are now in Jaguar country as the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons ready for their third road game of the season, ready to challenge the likes of the Andover Central Jaguars here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Hello, and we welcome you to Andover Central Sports Complex alongside Alexander Seiler. I'm Cam Molina with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios. Last week for the Purple Dragons, it was their first road win of the season, a 45-19 thrashing against former Southeast Kansas League rival and the Fort Scott Tigers. In that contest, what more can be said about the senior quarterback in Chase Curtis, who had 5 total touchdowns in that contest, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. He was absolutely able to dismantle a Tigers front that was heralded as one of the best in the Southeast Kansas League. Now coming on the road once again for the second consecutive week, heading towards the Wichita area. They will take on Tom Odley's group, who so far this year have struggled, 1-4 on the season, but they have done a good job moving the football on the ground as they man that I-formation style offense. It will be interesting to see how both sides collaborate and organize their game plan. We will step aside for 2 minutes and bring you back an interview with Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson. You're listening to your home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
It's game time all across the 4 states, and Frank Fletcher Toyota here in Joplin is here to cheer on every tackle, touchdown, set, and spike. That's why on behalf of the Kansas City Dealers Association, we've had the opportunity to share over $50,000 this year to support schools and local charitable organizations in the 4 states. For our team, it's always been about giving back, and Frank Fletcher Toyota applauds the hardworking and dedication of our educators, coaches, parents, and student athletes. Frank Fletcher Toyota is proud to be the #1 volume.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Gear has already arrived, such as hats, tees, sweatshirts, license plates, koozies, and even tees for your dolls. We are your stop to make before headed to tailgate. There's only one Gorilla Nation, and there's only one Gorilla Gear headquarters, Jocksnitz Sporting Goods. Check us out in downtown Pittsburg and Park. Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB, member FDIC.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery, Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Now back to Dragon football.
We welcome you back to Andover, Kansas at ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters. Cam Molina joined by Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson. Coach, last Friday was a win against your arch nemesis in the Fort Scott Tigers. The offense really seemed to click in that contest as you won by double digits. But do you think that was the most balanced offensive game so far this season from your crew?
Well, the very first game against Harrisonville, we were pretty balanced split, but that was probably the best offensive game we've had, complete offensive game. Put up a lot of yards, had over 500 yards of offense, and finished a lot of drives. Had one fumble at the 1 yard line, or might have got another one, but it was pretty balanced. They were really stacking the box, keeping backers in tight to take away the run. And Chase was doing a good job of getting it to the right target, and the guys were making a lot of good plays for him. So between the running and the passing, the balance, the way the offensive line played, that was probably our most complete offensive game.
Coach Chase Curtis, we talk about him quite often. Your senior quarterback had a hand in nearly every touchdown, all except one in the contest against the Tigers. When he's firing on all cylinders and when he shows that versatility on offense, what other forms of offense does that open?
Well, we haven't had Chase run the ball a whole lot this year, and that's probably the thing he's most improved on is his speed. He's really increased his leg strength and quickened his turnover and dropped his 40 times significantly. But we're also trying to limit hits on him, and we got a lot of other guys that have good speed and are good runners, so we're trying to distribute the ball a little bit more. But he's got the ability to run as well as pass, and we just haven't really done much with that yet. But as the season progresses, if it's needed, then we have that to go to. But he's playing very well. He's seeing the field. He's making the right checks at the line of scrimmage. He's seeing the open receivers. He's helping with pass protection stuff. He's just kind of seeing it all right now. And as a second-year starter, fourth game in the year, it's just making sense to him. He's got a really good handle on what we're trying to do.
Coach, your backfield also very poignant. Last year was more Jelani Long-centric. This year you're really balancing it out between Corbin Jefferson, Long, and Brandis Evans. Can you talk about that three-pronged attack in the backfield?
Well, and once again, it's just kind of dictated by what the defense is doing. Brandis at fullback is so strong and compact, and he played tailback all through middle school, and he knows how to run. He's got good vision, but he's just hard to tackle. He's just kind of a hammer in there in the middle. Can lower his shoulder or go around you, but at 5'9", about 190, and really strong, he's a load to bring down. And then Corbin and Jelani, they got speed. I mean, they can pop them at any time. They both have good vision. Corbin's maybe a little more looking for cutbacks and that stuff, and J-Lo's just looking to get to the edge, and he can run.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program, and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
They're doing it Chicago style before, during, and after the game at Casano's Pizza in Joplin and Pittsburgh. The atmosphere is special at 200 West Centennial in Pittsburgh and 3929 East 7th Street in Joplin. Order carryout or see the whole menu at Casano'sPizza.com. Do it Chicago style at Casano's.
Casano's in the Meadowbrook Commons in Pittsburgh, now serving lunch. Try the buffet with pizza, drink, and a salad for only $8.99.
Now back to Dragon football.
And we welcome you back to Andover, Kansas, alongside Alexander Seiler. I'm Cam Molina with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios. We're ready to begin as the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons are on the road for their 3rd contest on enemy turf this season. So far, 3-1 on the year. They performed valiantly against Webb City in their lone loss. Webb City still a dominant force in that Central Ozarks lead. But Tom Aldi and this Jaguars team over the last 17 seasons for Tom Aldi. He's only missed the playoffs 2 times. So that happened to be last season as well as during his tenure during the first 14 years of his career. The last 2 years for this Jaguars team, 3-9 combined. So a lot of young faces, Siler, for this Jaguars club. Andover Central, though, nothing to really be scared about. This is more of a rebuilding project, much like what Pittsburgh did about 3 years ago. Nathan Neef is set to kick it off for the Pittsburgh High Purple Dragons. The Dragons in their white road attire with purple helmets, including a giant P logo that stands for Pittsburgh on the left side of their helmet. Andover Central wearing their home midnight black as well as pyrite gold leggings, including gold helmets. Purple Dragons will kick from right to left on your radio dial. Back to return for the Jaguars is Matt Macy. Neef set to boot this away. He raises his right hand, and we are underway. Purple Dragons and Nathan Neef, kind of a shake kick that goes to about the 25-yard line. Ball scooped up by Matt Lyman, and Lyman maybe gets across the 35 to the 38-yard line before he's stomped down by a horde of Purple Dragons. And as the tackle's made by the special teams unit, gold and black balloons flutter behind the press box towards the west of the stadium. And it'll be the first time the offense for Andover Central takes to the field as Reagan Jones, the sophomore quarterback, makes his way out of the huddle. Andover Central with a strong right formation. Jones comes out to shotgun. 3 wide receivers set, 2 towards the near side. Jones, fake pass, tries to step into the pocket. He's immediately dropped no more than 3 seconds after he took the snap. He is absolutely walloped. Tackle made by Ty Cicero, and the sack forces the Jaguars to lose 3 yards.
That's a good start for that Pittsburgh defense. Getting in there pretty easy, get a good sack, start off the game.
Andover, who began from their own 35, lost 1 yard on the sack. Jones, delayed handoff. He pushes it into the belly of Mitchell Allison. Allison tries to truck forward and is dropped well back at the 34-yard line, back to the line of scrimmage. Now a 3rd and 14.
Another good showing for that Pittsburgh D-line.
So maybe a 1-yard pickup by Allison as Jones breaks the huddle. 2 wide receivers set for the Jaguars. Jones to his left side is Allison. Jones takes the snap. He looks near side of the field, tries to lob it up on a wheel route. The pass falls incomplete. He was looking for Dante Rod, his halfback, who was trying to ski out of the backfield, but he was quickly shored up in the secondary. Good defense by Sam Roark. And now it's a 4th down and 13, 10:48 remaining in the first frame of action. Out to punt is Clark Schoonover. Schoonover with his black wristbands and gold helmet hangs out near the 20-yard line of the Jaguars. 2 returners for the Purple Dragons, one being Joel Kafka, and a lazy punt that goes to the 37-yard line, hops across the 30. Good backspin on the football that moved the football across the 30, deeper into Purple Dragon territory at the 25-yard line. So Chase Curtis and company will start within their own 30-yard line with 10:36 remaining in the first quarter of action. Chase Curtis and company, an absolute explosion and eruption offensively last week against the Tigers. 45 total points posted. Chase Curtis, a mere 70 yards away from eclipsing the 1K mark in total offense this season. Curtis comes out the shotgun formation. To his right is Jelani Long taking the snap. Will be an end around to Jelani Long as Long tries to hobble to the outside. He's free towards the far side of the field across the 35-40 and pushed out of bounds near the 38-yard line. A pickup of 13 yards by Jelani Long. This Pittsburgh offense trying to space out this Jaguars defense that was huddled inside of the box. This club running a 4-3 scheme. So 4 down defensive linemen and then 3 linebackers. But this Jaguars team more of a safety at that will side linebacker. Curtis comes out yet again in a shotgun formation, split backs. To his left side is Brandis Evans. Deuces towards the near side of the field. Curtis takes a shot, far side, and it's incomplete as he tried to locate Dylan White, who was just running a go route. And that is what Dylan White excels at, is just turning on the accelerators and thrusters early on and trying to burn the defense. Gunnar Joanek in coverage. And it was a Gold Streak running side by side against White. And a good job forcing White to move further away to the football near the sideline and ultimately making himself out of position to catch the football. Under center will be Curtis. I formation. It'll be an option read. He'll keep it himself. He'll try to canter up the middle and is dropped at the 40-yard line for a gain of 3. A 3rd down and 7.
Tackle made by Trey DeGarmo. It's 3rd down and 7 to go from the 40.
So a 3rd and medium situation for the Purple Dragons. 10 minutes remaining in the first quarter of action for their own 40-yard line. They are in between the hashes. Coming under center is Dalton Gromer. Shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers set. 2 towards the near side. Curtis rolls out, near side. He looks left. Tries to stutter in the backfield, but he's quickly shored up and dropped. And now Curtis pointing, or rather the head official is pointing now towards the 34-yard line. And there appears to be an injury towards the Jaguars sideline, but my vision is obscured as to who it is, and it appears to be a Purple Dragon that is down currently. And you just like to see that early on in the contest. And I'm unable to make heads or tails of who it is, as there is a horde of Jaguars hanging out by the injured Purple Dragon and the training staff trying to attend to the current down Pittsburgh player. With 9:34 to go remaining in the first quarter of action, we will take a 30-second commercial break. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist. Paynes handles all driveline repairs for cars, trucks, four-wheel drive vehicles, and farm equipment. Paynes can also handle any general machine work and offers 24-hour wrecker service. Call Paynes anytime, 231-3170. Paynes Incorporated is located at the intersection of West McKay and Highway 69 Frontenac Junction. Paynes Incorporated in Frontenac is the driveline specialist.
Back to Dragon football.
Welcome back to Andover, Kansas. The Pittsburgh High Purple Dragons on the road taking on the Jaguars. If you're just joining us on the dial, alongside Alexander Seiler filling in for Avi Sharma with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio, I'm Cam Molina. So far in this contest, the Purple Dragons have their first offensive series. They started from their own 25-yard line, and on the 4th play of the drive, there is an injured Purple Dragon in front of the press box on the near sideline, and now the Gators trolleying over. We are still unable to see who it is, but speculation-wise, we think it is Chase Curtis, because Curtis is not towards the sideline from our perspective. In which case, if it is Curtis, that would be a devastating blow to this Purple Dragon team, as he has done everything under the sun to ensure the Purple Dragons have a 3-1 record. Right now, the score is 0-0. It's a 4th and 13. A quick recap so far this season for Chase Curtis: 61% completion rate through the air, over 760 yards passing, 7 touchdowns, with an aerial assault that's been very prominent. And you have to compliment the tandem of Dylan White and Curtis. Curtis on the ground, 165 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns. Now, we still don't know if it's Curtis, though. Coach Tom Nicholson for the Purple Dragons was over by the near sideline. He is still there hanging out with the injured player, who is showing movement still. But it seems that there is a appendage that is bothering the player more so than another. Andover Central so far in the ball game went on a 3-and-out and then punted the football away. And it is Chase Curtis who is the injured Purple Dragon. He is being assisted into a sitting position and now being helped up. And it looks like he's gingerly trying to walk, but the coaching staff and training staff wanting to take it slow with their star senior quarterback. The Gator is still over by the Jaguars sideline, where Curtis is currently being stymied, not moving at all. And I think the Gator is going to stay beside Curtis just in case he needs to be helped off the field. I don't believe Coach Nicholson wants to risk the injury. So Curtis, who is having massive issues moving under his own will right now, is being assisted towards the Gator as he is limping heavily. And now we will see Ty Roark, the quarterback who last season filled in for 2 games for Chase Curtis. And Ty Roark, an accomplished quarterback in his own right, speaking with head coach Tom Nicholson for the Purple Dragons as Curtis is being placed on the green gator and now being carted off the field. And a rousing applause from both the Andover Central side and the Purple Dragon loyal who have traveled all the way to Andover, Kansas, about a 2.5-hour drive. But Roark, who was at a Pittsburg State football camp, was complimented by one of the coaches as he and Curtis were, according to that coach, 2 of the 3 best quarterbacks at the camp. Here's a punt by Ty Roark that sails to the 30-yard line and takes a hop as it was a 4th and 13, and the ball swivels behind the 25 to the 26-yard line. And Central now has the opportunity for their second offensive series to go swell, and you just hope that the energy from this Pittsburg high school team that is constantly flowing is not abated because of their senior leader's injury.
First and 10 for the Jaguars from the 27.
From their own 27-yard line, the Jaguars come out in the shotgun formation. Trip set. 2 wide receivers towards the near side. A pitch by Jones to the outside. Allison thought he had a seam towards the far sideline, but he's ushered out of bounds at the left boundary. And he's knocked out of bounds right back at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run. Second run by Allison in this contest. He has 1 rushing yard on 2 attempts with 9:14 remaining in the first quarter of action. Shotgun formation again. Strong right formation for the Jaguars. Jones takes the snap. He looks near side. Pressure coming. He is sandwiched in the backfield. Ty Cicero and Brandon Eichenberger, Daniel Eichenberger, I beg your pardon, both there on the stop.
It's 3rd down.
That Pittsburgh D-line just continues to get in there, just cause a lot of problems for that Jaguar offense.
And the Jaguars' offensive front, Siler, as we've seen through the first 2 offensive sequences, could not keep Ty Cicero away from Reagan Jones.
They're going to have to make some adjustments to that D-line and try to give some more time for their quarterback to drop back.
3rd
there he
and
is again.
Pressure coming. Dump off to Allison, who is shored up at the 20-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the slip screen. That will bring up 4th down and 17. And a 4th and very long for this Jaguars team. And the offensive line has allowed 2 sacks by the exact same individual, Ty Cicero. In total, 2 sacks, negative 13 yards. Back to punt, a Schoonover again. Returning for the Purple Dragons, Corbin Jefferson to the far side of the field. As Schoonover gets a piece of the football, Joel Kapka asks for the fair catch as the football takes a hop in Purple Dragon territory at the 43-yard line. Ball is picked up at the 36-yard line.
Number 5, Joel Kapka.
So Ty Roark and the Purple Dragons offense will head out to the field. Roark so far this season, 2-2 for 24 yards through the air. No rushing yards. He had a little bit of time in the contest against the Chanute Blue Comets. Roark comes out in a shotgun formation. He has Corbin Jefferson to his right, trips receivers. Coming in motion is Jelani Long from left to right. It'll be a fake end around. Roark keeps it himself, evades 1 defender, but is shored up past the 36 to the 37-yard line for a gain of 1 yard.
It's 2nd down 9.
It's Siler, with your senior quarterback that has been so prominent in the offense, you have to imagine it's difficult for the incumbent offensive players to adjust to another quarterback.
Yeah, that's right.
7:30 remaining in the first quarter of action. 0-0 is the score. Purple Dragons leading. Straight eye formation. Brandis Evans is the fullback. Handoff is to Evans. Evans trying to snake out of 1 tackle, but he is wrapped up and lassoed around the ankles as Trey DeGarmo, the linebacker, is there on the stop. Evans may be a gain of 3 yards. It will be a 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted in between the hash marks, shy of the 40-yard line of the Purple Dragons. Ty Roark may have his first passing opportunity here as Zachary Sutton, the wide receiver / flanker position player, whispers into the ear of Roark. He dismisses the huddle. 2 wide receivers do set towards the far side of the field. Rourke takes a snap. It's a wide receiver screen. Caught by Sutton. Sutton evades one defender. A very dexterous receiver crosses the 40, and he stopped at the 42-yard line for a gain of 2 yards. 4th down and 4 to go.
It's 4th down.
So a 4th down and 4. The Purple Dragons experiencing an unusual stretch of offensive anemic phases, if you will. And back to return now for the Jaguars. As Rourke accepts the punt, but the snap is high. It should be Jelani Long accept the snap. The punt is not away. Long tries to rush forward and get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's pushed out of bounds. It's a turnover on down. So the Jaguars will take over inside Purple Dragon territory at the 43-yard line.
After 2 possessions from each team today, we're just waiting for one of these teams to break out offensively and get something going.
And you know, when offensive stalemates occur, it only takes one big play to set one team off, and that could be the drive here for the Jaguars, who have just over 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jones comes out in a shotgun formation. He has one up back. Allison to his left. 3 wide receiver set. Jones takes a shot near sideline. Football's up. Football is caught by Matt Macy. Macy stays on his feet, but it looks like he was forced out of bounds at the 8-yard line. A pickup of 35 through the air. It was just a simple go route, 1-on-1 coverage as Brett Weimer was trying to cover Macy. And Macy has been the most dynamic offensive weapon for Jones this season. As he had his 6th reception, he is now 200 yards total on the year. He's averaging over 30 yards per catch. Allison motioned over from left to right. Flags come out. There was obvious movement. Jones wasn't even set as the snap was way early. So a false start will push the Jaguars outside of the 10-yard line of the Dragons. So the foot will be placed at the 13-yard line approximately. But the Jaguars inside the red zone.
Yeah, it looks like that Jaguar offense might have gotten a little too hurried up with the prospect of scoring in the red zone. So let's see if they can calm down and get back.
And obviously an offense that looks to score can be pretty excitable. Handoff is to Allison. Allison trying to follow his lead blockers, but Jarek Butcher is there on the stop. Allison crossed the 10, but he's body slammed at the 9 for a pickup of 4 yards. But to your point, Seiler, sometimes offenses smell the end zone as they want to take advantage of the current circumstance, and in which case you do have to compose yourself. You have to slow down a bit and be able to execute. 2nd down and goal from the 9-yard line. Shotgun formation again, 3 wide receivers set. Deuces towards the far side. Ball thrown up, incomplete. Good pass deflection by Brett Weimers. He was 1-on-1 against Macy. Weimers would not be manhandled twice by Macy. And Weimers, excellent positioning. He wrapped his left arm around the hip of Macy, stuck out the right hand, made contact with the pigskin, and forced the laces to spin away from Macy. It will be a 3rd down and goal from the 9-yard line, 5:16 remaining in the first quarter of action. Jaguars trying to put the first points up in this contest. The Purple Dragons, presumably without their starting quarterback Curtis for the rest of this ballgame. Jones keeps it himself. It's a read. He's across the 10. He has the 5. He has an angle. He runs horizontally and topples at the 3-yard line for a gain of 6. It will be a 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line. So a 4th down and goal from the 3-yard line for the Jaguars. Clark Schoonover, the field goal kicker, a senior, is being held off the field by Coach Audley. So it will be a 4th down attempt, and you may as well gamble because the Purple Dragons with Ty Rourke under center may not be as pointing of an offense with Curtis under center. 4:36 to go in the first. Jones takes the snap. He looks, corner of the end zone. Ball intercepted, and it actually falls out of the hand at the very end of the play by Landon Conrad. Conrad made a beautiful streak from the safety position downward. He had the football right in his breadbasket, and it fell out.
After giving up one big pass defensively, the Pittsburgh Dragons really had a good stand defensively, prevented them from getting that touchdown.
And a good defensive stand. The Purple Dragons had one 4-and-out inside of their own 5-yard line against the Tigers last week. So the defense still holding strong with 4:29 remaining in the first quarter of action from their own 3. The Purple Dragon with their 3rd offensive series of the contest. Roark takes a snap. It's an immediate wheel out. Tries to pitch it outside to Corbin Jefferson. It bounces off his torso. It's loose. Jefferson recovers at the 3-yard line. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down, 11. From the 2.
So now from their own 2-yard line, as it will be registered as a 1-yard loss, the Purple Dragons will sub out Dylan White, who crosses the threshold of the 15-yard line to talk with Coach Nicholson. It's one-on-one coverage towards the far side of the field as Roark takes a snap. A deep pitch. Corbin Jefferson has a seam. He's across the 10 and wrapped up at the 12-yard line for a pickup of 10 yards. It will be 3rd and short for the Purple Dragons.
I'm sure Ty Roark is going to feel much more comfortable out here rather than on the goal line like that.
Yeah, a little bit more breathing room, and sometimes that's what quarterbacks need, especially a young quarterback thrusted into a situation he's not used to. Under 3:30 remaining in the first quarter of action. Roark will line up under center. I formation, Brandis Evans. The back behind him, deep back is Corbin Jefferson. Roark fakes it. There's no one there. Defense was not fooled at all, and that was a very odd play. Roark turned around, stuck the football out to his left hip. There was not a halfback to scoop it up and run forward, so Roark was absolutely pummeled behind the 10-yard line, and he was sacked for a loss of 2.
It's 4th down.
Back to punt is Jelani Law. Law with the snap, pigskin in his hands, kicks it, and the big right-footed kicker offs it off to Matt Lyman. Lyman across the 40-yard line, breaks 2 tackles, tries to pirouette out of another, but he's stymied at the 36-yard line of the Purple Dragons. Again, excellent field position for Andover Central. Their 2nd offensive series inside of the 45-yard line of the Purple Dragons. Just over 2:30 remaining in the first quarter of action. Jones and company tasted the end zone, but were unable to score from 2 yards away on a 4th and short. So the Purple Dragon 36-yard line on the left hash mark. Jones reads a handoff to Allison. Allison slithers away past one defender and gets across the 32 to the 31-yard line, a run of 5 yards. And Allison, a very shifty halfback this season, entering the contest, over 30 carries for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Longest run of the season is 30 yards. Jones comes out in a shotgun formation, trips near side. Jones takes the snap. He looks through the middle of the field. Ball thrown directly into the midst of Chase Johnson. I don't know where Jones was looking, but Johnson at the 40-yard line, pushed out at the 39. A late flag comes in as Ty Cicero is now trying to jaunt off the field. And Cicero, who is walking away from the head official, the referee, is trying to talk with Cicero. Not sure what the call is, but it may be unsportsmanlike. It was unnecessary roughness on Ty Cicero. So instead of having the football on their own 41-yard line, the ball will be pushed back inside of the 30-yard line of the Dragons. So Cicero with a mental error. This is not the first time this has happened. Dumb mistakes have plagued this team several times throughout the season, Fort Scott being a case, and against Webb City. Under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter of action from their own 27-yard line following the interception.
1st and 10 for Pittsburgh from the 27.
So the Purple Dragons, their 4th offensive possession. Roark mishandles the football. The ball is still loose. No one has a direct signal yet, and it looks like the Purple Dragons have recovered. Roark, not a good stretch to begin the contest, serving as the starting quarterback after Chase Curtis was injured on the 4th play of the ballgame. So the defense has stood strong. They forced a turnover, and they have also made a defensive line stand. And now Coach Tom Nicholson will use a timeout as he tries to calm down the offense for the Purple Dragons that seem to be very erratic and capricious. Score 0-0, 132 remaining in the first quarter of action. We will take a 30-second break. You're listening to Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Now back to Dragon football.
Kim Alina, Alexander Seiler filling in for Avi Sharma with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios in Pittsburg, Kansas. We are in Andover, Kansas currently with 1:32 remaining in the first quarter. Ty Roark is now handling the reins for this Purple Dragon offense as Chase Curtis exited the contest with an apparent leg injury in the outset of the ballgame, the fourth play of the contest, and he is out. Roark motions over Jelani Long from left to right. Long on a swing pad, catches across the 20. He shakes up one defender at the 25. He's across the 30, the 40, and he has a seam down the far sideline. He's at the 40, and it's a foot race now. Jelani Long with the long legs breaks it. A 76-yard pitch and catch, and that's how to get your offense reinvigorated following a stagnating 3 offensive drives. What a play by Jelani Long as he absolutely thumped one of the Jaguars defenders in the backfield to break free.
That was a much needed burst of energy for that Pittsburgh offense. Hopefully they can carry from that and bring that into the next few possessions.
A 39-second drive that went 2 plays as Nathan Neef awaits the PAT. The hold, the kick is up, and it is no good. Nathan Neef has had issues converting on PATs this season. He is far less consistent as he was compared to last year, I beg your pardon. 1:18 remaining in the first quarter of action. 6-0 is the score. Jelani Long filling his new quarterback in Ty Roark for the 76-yard touchdown. We will step aside for a 30-second commercial break here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
6-0 is the score. The Purple Dragons strike first in what has been a very unique situation for Tom Nicholson's crew. Star-studded senior quarterback Chase Curtis goes out the 4th play of the ball game. Ty Roark steps in, 3 straight offensive possessions with 0 to no offense, but then Ty Roark hooks up with Jelani Long for a 76-yard touchdown. Nathan Neef kicks this one away, and it goes through the back of the end zone. A touchback, so the Jaguars offense, who have been the victims of an interception thrown by Jones as well as a goal line stand by the Purple Dragons defense, makes their way out onto the field from their own 20-yard line. A $1:18 remaining in the first quarter of action. Jones comes out in shotgun formation. His up back is Rod. Jones checking towards the sideline as Coach Audley is now adjusting his mic. And the Jaguars are shifting over towards the far side of the field as the football is being respotted in between the hash marks. Jones comes out in the shotgun formation. Allison on his left hip. 3 wide receivers set. Handoff. Allison tries to march forward. He's across the 20 to the 22-yard line and then quickly thrusted down to the turf. 3-yard pickup on the run.
Stephen Anthony is the ball carrier.
2nd down and 7 to go with 1 minute remaining in the first quarter of action. Purple Dragons hooked up on the 76-yard touchdown. The Jaguars coming off a loss to rival Andover. That was a 39-7 loss. Negative 15 yards rushing against Andover last week. Macy open near side of the field. Jones hooks up with Macy at the 27-yard line, shy of the first down marker, but now it's a third and manageable situation. A 6-yard gain, so third and shy of the first down with 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. 3 wide receivers now breaking away. They weren't even in the huddle with Jones, decked out in their gold helmets, almost Notre Dame-like colors. Slot receiver is Peyton Jensen. Jones, handoff, right up the middle, and battling forward for a minimal gain, but enough to move the chains is Stephen Anthemides.
Tackle made by Peyton Steele. The gain good enough for another Jaguar first down. First and 10, Andover Central.
The Jaguars have ran that halfback draw right up the middle many times so far in this game. Let's see if they continue that tonight.
So it's a gain of 7 on the run to bring up a fresh set of downs, and that will spell the end of the first quarter of action. 6-0 is the score. The Purple Dragons without Chase Curtis, relying on reserve Ty Roark, but he found Jelani Long to get the scoring started. A 76-yard touchdown pitch and catch. Jaguars on the prowl. We'll step aside for 30 seconds. We'll bring you back more action from Andover, Kansas. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon football on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
If you want to improve your basketball skill set, you need to attend one of the Lane Lord basketball camps. Each camper receives individual attention and specific coaching adapted to age and skill level. There's something for everyone. A grade school camp for girls entering 3rd through 8th grade, a high school team camp available on 2 different weekends with both varsity and JV levels of competition, plus satellite camps throughout the summer. All campers receive instruction from head coach Lane Lord, head assistant Amanda David, along with former and current players. For more information, visit them online at LaneLordBballCamps.com. Coach Lord and Coach David have seen tremendous success over the past several years, and they begin their recruiting at these camps, with over 20 former campers being signed. Visit LaneLordBballCamps.com.
Now back to Dragon football.
First and 10 as the second quarter starts. Hand off to Anthemides. He's across the 45, past midfield into Purple Dragons territory out of the 49-yard line. It was a pickup of 15 yards to begin the second quarter of action. If you're just joining us on ESPN 100.7, whether it's on the dial or on our K-Preps live stream, I beg your pardon, alongside Alexander Seiler with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios, I'm Cam Melita. A flag down late on the play. It's a holding against the Jaguars, so instead of a first down, it will be a first and long. So punch the restart button to begin the second quarter of play. 6-0 is the score. The Purple Dragons without Chase Curtis, who was injured on the opening drive, 4th play of the contest. And Curtis seemed to have a leg injury as he was carted off of the field. And Roark hooked up with senior halfback Jelani Long for a 76-yard touchdown. 11:52 remaining in the first half of action. Jones comes out in a shotgun formation. 4 wide receiver set, trips towards the far side. Hand off to Anthemides, which it is delayed. Anthemides maybe squeaks out 2 yards to make it a 2nd and 12, and that holding penalty really hurts. Nathan Neef on the stop defensively for the Dragons. Second down and 12 as Jones breaks out of the huddle. He has instruction from Coach Albee. Jones, shotgun. Deuces towards the near side. A little bit of movement by the wide receivers and no flag. Jones takes a shot. The big arm quarterback throws it out of bounds as he had Lyman over the top of the defense as Drew Rolfs and Joel Kafka were uncovered, but both were trailing behind Lyman slightly. These Andover receivers extremely fast as they've been able to blow off of the line with haste and have gashed the Purple Dragons defense once in this contest as Matt Macy had a 35-yard reception. 11:09 remaining in the first half of action. 3rd down and 12 following the incompletion.
It's 3rd down and 12 from the 34.
Jones trying to organize the offense and dismissing from the huddle is Dante Rod as he is now one of the flex receivers far side of the field. In motion from left to right comes Lyman. Jones with the snap. He tucks and runs. He's across the 35 to the 40. Still in Jaguar territory and out at the 43-yard line. A pickup of 9 yards on the run, but it will be a 4th down. So now the special teams unit will march out onto the field. Clark Shonover makes his way back out to punt. He's on the left hash mark towards the near side of the field at his own 30. Kafka and Jefferson back to return. Shonover, a high arcing punt with a very awkward hobble in the air as it twirls and falls into the breadbasket of Joel Kafka inside of his own 25-yard line at the 22. So with 10:55 remaining in the first half of action, Ty Roark, who hooked up with Jelani Long for a 76-yard touchdown, makes his way back out onto the field. Long now on the season has eclipsed the 100-yard mark passing. First touchdown of the season as well through the air. Stack trip set towards the far side of the field. Delay handoff is shored up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the run, as Corbin Jefferson had nowhere to go, and sliding down was Matt Lyman in the secondary to make the stop.
Tackle made by Cade Shonover. And
Cade Shonover also there on the assist.
Second down, 10.
Jefferson getting a lot more carries the last 2 weeks. Jelani Long has been used more in the passing situations for the Purple Dragons. Roark, immediate turnaround, handoff to Brandis Evans. He tap dances in the backfield, spins off of one defender, crosses the 30 to the 33-yard line. A good run on the play as he continues to plow forward, and it makes it a third down and short situation for the Purple Dragon, who started this drive from the 24. So third down and 1 now. Now whistles are being blown by the officials, and it will be an official timeout as the referee is signaling for an equipment malfunction, saying that Brennan Tuttle, the defensive end for the Jaguars, is having helmet issues. So Tuttle will sub out. Third down and 1 under 10 minutes remaining in the first half. Evans, the fullback from the I formation. Corbin Jefferson, the deep back. Handoff to Evans. The Jaguars were ready for it as they stacked the box. They pinched up the middle, and it looks like Evans may have it up for a first down. He does squeak out a 1-yard carry, so it will move the chains. This Purple Dragon offense, what really impresses many spectators and listeners is their diversity on offense. They can put the football on the gridiron and move it very well. Their defense forces turnovers, which results in touchdowns, and their aerial assault with Curtis is deadly. Taking the snap is Roark as he triggers the play. He lobs it up, far side of the field. White trying to adjust, but it's incomplete. And the throw slightly behind Dylan White. He's used to having Chase Curtis put the football right into his pocket, but this time he had to try to contort his body to Ty Roark. It's now a second down and 10. White, that was his third snap of the contest offensively, but White on the season, 5 receiving touchdowns, over 360 yards catching on only 14 receptions. That's 25 yards per catch. He is an absolute threat in the open field. Deuce's far side for Roark as he hikes up the left leg. The Purple Dragons with the light shining down in Andover Central. Handoff to Evans as he plods past one defender. He trucks over another and is shored up across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Nearly enough to move the chains. No, yes, the officials will confer and say that it is enough for a first down. A 10-yard burst from Evans.
Now it looks like this Dragons offense is finally starting to get into a good groove. Get some multiple plays going in a possession.
First down and 10 from their own 44-yard line with 9 minutes remaining in the first half of action. Jaguars have 4 down linebackers showing that they're going to play man. Blitz is being shown and a flag comes out. And it looks like there was movement on the offensive line for the Purple Dragons. Umpire is pointing towards the football. Maybe the crown of Gromer flinched. And now the umpire is saying that it was an encroachment on the defense. So a good job by Roark with the hard count. They'll put the football at the 49-yard line of the Purple Dragons. I thought Gromer stirred momentarily as the blitz was shown up the middle. Great job by the offensive line for the Purple Dragons. The first down at 5. Roark lines up under center. He'll roll by himself, and he is sacked in the backfield. There was no chance for Roark, and these design quarterback keepers have transpired into nothing. Cade Schonifer on the sack. Second down and 6, 8:34 remaining in the first half of action. And that is the 4th time in the ball game. Roark has just done a simple rollout. And I'm not sure if it's supposed to be an option read or a designed run. Jelani Long, beg your pardon, Corbin Jefferson to the right of Roark. Trips bunch towards the near side of the field. Handoff, off tackle to Jefferson as he lowers his shoulder and tries to muscle into Jaguar territory. He stopped at the 47-yard line for a gain of 4, which will bring up a 3rd down and short.
Tackle made by Stratton Stamp.
Under 8 minutes remaining in the first half of action. As the Purple Dragons seeking to extend their drive, they lead 6-0. Chase Curtis, the starting quarterback for the Purple Dragons, out, as he was injured during the first offensive sequence for Pittsburgh. Split backs for Roark. Roark immediately turns. Bad pass that popped up into the air, nearly intercepted. Roark with a telegraph throw, and Jake Taylor made the jump from the 40-yard line inside of his own territory to his 45, where Dylan White was stationed on a hitch route and nearly picked off the football. Good individual effort by White to slap the football away, and Roark, as soon as he had the snap, shifted his body towards the right side of the field, tried to deliver a throw, but it was a lollipop that was almost intercepted. 4th and 3rd from the 48-yard line of the Jaguars. Long will punt. Back to return is Lyman. Ball takes a hop at the 18, continues to roll forward inside of the 15, scooped up at the 14-yard line of the Jaguars, who will start deep in their territory. So with under 7:30 remaining in the first half of action, the Purple Dragons with a good special teams play to pin the Jaguars inside of their own 15-yard line. Jones comes out in the shotgun formation. His up back is Rod to his right side. It will be a handoff to Allison, who uses his left arm as a stiff arm. He shakes off one tackle, trying to shuck off another, but now a trio of Purple Dragons force Allison all the way back to his goal line, but the play is called dead at the 13-yard line for a loss of 1. The Jaguar fans have shown up in a plentiful fashion, decked out in their charcoal coal attire. Now there is a flag on the field. Umpire saying that it was an illegal substitution by the Purple Dragons. They had a man trying to exit the playing field but never got off in time. So instead of a loss of 1, it's a pickup of 5. 1st and 5 for the 19-yard line of the Jaguars. Ball spotted in between the hash marks. 3 wide receivers set. Near side receiver is Lyman. Taking the snap is Jones. Handoff to Allison, and Allison is quickly wrapped up around the ankles. A good snaring tackle made at the defensive line by Peyton Steele. Maybe a gain of 1 yard.
It's 2nd down, 2 from the 22.
Second down and 2, under 6:45 remaining in the first half of action. Jones makes his way out onto the field after receiving orders from the sideline. He responds to his huddle. For the shotgun formation, he'll take the snap, which is a high one. It'll be a handoff to Allison, who bursts forward, and he has it up for a first down as he crossed the 25 to the 27-yard line, a gain of 5.
Looks like he had some open field at the end of that run, but then just got tripped up at the last second.
And the turf monster, quite the menace for many football players nowadays. As Allison is flanking Jones to his left side. 4 wide receivers set. Deuces towards the near side of the field. Jones keeps it himself. He'll roll out near side. As he makes a play happen, he tries to dump it off. He has Macy. Macy catches the football on a quick out route, and he'll sprint out of bounds inside of the 35-yard line to the 37. And enough for a first down. A gain of 11 yards. And Jones does a good job extending the play And for his physique, 6 feet tall, 170 pounds, and just a sophomore, the kid has a cannon. And now there will be an official timeout by the referee. The downs judge setting up by the first down marker and making his way back to the line of scrimmage at the 37-yard line. Hand off to Allison. He skis past the 45-yard line to the 46 for a gain of 9 yards. Or I beg your pardon, a gain of 8 yards.
Another instance in which Mitchell Allison has used his speed to get around that corner, get some yards. 2nd down and 2 to go. The scoreboard here in Andover, Kansas reads 4th down and 2 to go. 5:40 remaining in the first half of action. From their own 45-yard line, the Jaguars come out in a pistol formation. Deuces towards the near side of the field. Rolling out is Jones, nearly sacked in the backfield. Weaves past one defender, and he's sacked by the second. The initial pressure was by Landon Conrad. And then how about Daniel Eichenberger getting in the backfield for the drop? A massive loss that pins the Jaguars at their own 34-yard line. The first down marker all the way at the 47-yard line. It will have to be a 13-yard pickup here on 3rd down and long. Third recorded sack in the ball game by the Purple Dragons. Shotgun is Jones. 3-step drop over the middle. It's a quick halfback screen. Trying to dive up the middle is Anthemides. And Anthemides crosses the 40 and down at the 42-yard line. He gains 8. That's well short of the first down marker.
Tackle made by Jelani Long. It's 4th down.
4th down and 5 to go from the 44-yard line of the Jaguars. And the special teams unit now makes their way out onto the field. Keep in mind, Purple Dragons still with 2 timeouts, up 6 points with 4:30 on the clock. Schoonover out to punt the football away. 2 returners again in Jefferson and Kafka. Dragons up just a possession after Chase Curtis went down early with a leg injury. Schoonover on the fake, keeps it himself. He's across the 45, stopped at the 49, but it's enough for the first down. A gain of 5 yards on the run to move the chains.
That's a very big play for this Jaguar offense, one which they need very badly. As we're nearing halftime, they're still down 6-0.
So a fresh set of downs, the Jaguars gamble, and it pays off for Coach Audley, who in his 17th season led the Jaguars to a Class 4A Division I state appearance. They lost to Bishop Miege, though, but a memorable run nonetheless. 3 wide receivers set for Jones as he comes out in the pistol formation. Jones reverses. It's a pitch to Macy as he tries to wind towards the far side of the field. An ankle tackle is not enough to drop Macy, but a gang tackle by 2 Purple Dragons, led by Joel Kafka, I believe, as he's towards the far side of the field, is there on the stop, and it's a loss of 3 on the end around.
Jaguar offense comes back with another attempt at some trickery. It just doesn't pay off like it did last time.
It is a loss of 3 yards. Ball still in Andover Central territory at the 46-yard line. Jones will come out the shotgun formation with Anathides, I beg your pardon, in the backfield. Hand off to Anthemides. Anthemides gets across the 47 to the 48-yard line for a gain of 2 yards. So a 3rd down and about 10 to go. The first down marker on the 39-yard line, or I beg your pardon, the 41-yard line of the Purple Dragons, and a timeout used by the Jaguars. 3 minutes remaining in the first half of action. Purple Dragons lead by 6 points. We'll step aside and bring you back more action from Andover, Kansas. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon football on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
What does it take to have a truly positive reputation? At Vogel Heating and Cooling, we know reputation is earned by consistent performance, by serving our customers' best interest, by providing top quality, energy efficient ream equipment and service for Southeast Kansas homeowners. Vogel Heating and Cooling is a Ream Factory authorized dealer and has been serving the area for over 20 years. Turn to the experts. Turn to Vogel Heating and Cooling.
Welcome back to Andover, Kansas, where the score is 6-0. The Purple Dragons with the lead. Senior quarterback for Pittsburgh and Chase Curtis out during the first offensive sequence of the contest. Coach Tom Nicholson not wanting to risk it. His senior quarterback carted off the field. Ty Roark hooked up with Jelani Line for a 76-yard touchdown. On a 3rd and 10, the Jaguars with the football. Jones steps up in the pocket. He's past the line of scrimmage. Now he'll tuck and run across the 45 to the 44-yard line. And now the Jaguars fans wanting a late hit on Jones as Chase Johnson came in after Jones had tiptoed out of bounds. And that's a very close call, but it seems the Andover Central fan base will get the call that they want, which will move the chains. Either way, the run was maybe at the first down marker, if not 1 yard shy. And I think Coach Audley only down a possession as the call is waved off. So the call is waved off. The football is right at the 40-yard line. The scramble for 10 yards enough to move the chains for the Jaguars.
The game good enough for another Jaguar first down.
That was a very close call on that late hit. Probably could have gone either way, but it did seem more late rather than not.
And in that case, Seiler, it's kind of difficult to tell because if you're a defensive player, you're streaking down, trying to make a tackle like you're taught to do, in which case the quarterback for the opposing team is running out of bounds, and maybe you can't see where his feet are at. But
that's a very good point, yeah.
Either way, the penalty waved off. It's a 1st and 10 for Jones. He'll go with a shotgun handoff to Anthemides. Anthemides bursts forward at a gap towards the left side of the offensive line. He trucks past the 30, continues to rumble forward, and is into Purple Dragons territory at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of about 14 yards and enough to move the chains. Anthemides, the change of pace halfback, compared to Mitchell Allison, who has had a majority of the handoffs, but the Purple Dragons defense caught off guard. 3 down defensive linemen for the Purple Dragons. It's a read. Anthemides takes one cut across the 25, and he stopped at the 24 for a pickup of 2.
Now the time is still winding down. Just about 2.5 minutes left in this half, and I'm sure Andover Central would love to score, tie this up, or take the lead before halftime.
The drive has now lasted over 5 minutes. It began from the 14-yard line of the Jaguars, and it seems the Purple Dragons defense is gassed. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Jones in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers set. Deuces towards the near side. Jones thinking about rolling outside. He's across the 30. Pump fake. He makes his way past one defender to the 20. Tries to cut back inside, but is ushered out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Jared Butcher had to make his way all the way from the left side of the field to the right side of the field to get the quarterback out of bounds. A pickup of 5 on the run. 3rd down and 3, and I would imagine this is 4 down territory for Coach Audley and the Jaguars offense, as already Lyman and Jensen are lined up to receive the football. The 2 wideouts, a large amount of space between the 2. Blitz coming. Anthemides immediately pummeled in the backfield and dropped at the 21 for a loss of 2, so it'll be 4th down and 5.
It's 4th down.
And there was no sugarcoating that play, nothing to disguise it, and it did not take a sleuth on the Pittsburgh side to get the gist of what was going to happen. So Clark Schoonover comes out onto the field to attempt a 38-yard field goal. Schoonover with his black socks and black Nike cleats set up with a monolithic light shining down on him on this Friday night. Score 6-0. Schoonover, the field goal kick, not even close as he hit the middle of the football, and it was a straight line kick that had 0 arch to it. 6-0 is the score still. So a drive that started from the 14-yard line of the Jaguars all the way to the 21-yard line of the Purple Dragons that lasted over 6 minutes results in 0 points for Coach Audley. That has to be a disconcerting drive. So a potentially demoralized offense will have a shot at the second half of action as we have 1:10 left. It will be a handoff from Roark to Evans as he wheels towards the far side of the field. He's dropped at the 31-yard line, a pickup of 10.
Brandis Evans, the ball carrier. Tackle made by Jake Taylor.
Purple Dragons offense trying to hurry. Roark towards the sideline, talking with head coach Tom Nicholson in his purple polo. Clock winding down. We are under a minute remaining in this first half of action. Roark takes the snap. End around run. Again, it will be Evans who makes the first down run. All the way to the 42-yard line. Back-to-back runs of 10 yards.
First and 10 for Pittsburgh from the 43.
And the Jaguars trying to play more towards the prevent style of defense as one safety is deep. Well off the line of scrimmage is Taylor to DB. Roark will keep it himself. And actually he'll toss it out to Jelani Long, who crosses the 40-yard line to the 44-yard line with under 40 ticks remaining in the first half of play. 6-0 is the score. It's a second down and 10 to go, and a timeout used by Pittsburgh with 39 ticks on the clock. And only one touchdown scored in the contest so far, as it has really been a snooze fest in Andover, Kansas. Both sides playing sterling defense, though Pittsburgh's offense unable to perform at their highest quality because of the injury to Chase Curtis, their starting senior quarterback, who went out during the first drive offensively for the Purple Dragons. If you're just joining us on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters, alongside Alexander Seiler with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios in Pittsburgh, on Cam Molina. Purple Dragons, their third road contest of the season after picking up their first on-the-road victory last week against Fort Scott. They're taking on Andover Central, who they absolutely thrashed last year, 52-0. This is not the case on the second go-around, as they only lead by 6. Make sure to stick around for the halftime report, brought to you by SEK Urgent Care. Roark lines up his offense inside of their own 40-yard line. They break out of the huddle to the football at the 44-yard line. Roark will line up under center. I formation, 2 receivers, 1 towards each side of the field. Roark, delay handoff. It'll be to Jelani Long, who's tripped up at the 49-yard line after a pickup of 5 yard. Clock continues to roll with 36 remaining. And now a timeout is used again by the Purple Dragons. That is their last timeout with 27 seconds left. So the ball's on the right hash of the 49-yard line in their own territory. So obviously not a kicking situation for the Dragons, though with this chance it could be a pass to Dylan White. The Andover defense is showing about a cover 2, so they have 2 safeties over the top. Jake Taylor's playing well off the football, but Dylan White has incredible speed. You may give it to your junior quarterback to see if he can make a play, and even if he does force it, it may be a no harm, no foul instance if the offensive line can tackle, if it happens to hypothetically be an interception. 6-0 is the score. Purple Dragons dismissed from the timeout huddle as Coach Nicholson wanders towards the sideline. The meandering Purple Dragons team now at their own 45. Ball sported on the right hash mark at the 49-yard line. The Dragons come out, shotgun formation. Deuces towards the far side of the field, and Zachary Sutton as the slot receiver. Roark, pump fakes. He looks deep on a post route to Dylan White. Jump ball. Ball tipped up one-handed, and it is incomplete. Coach Tom Nicholson, with the clipboard in his hand, wants the pass interference call, and I think there's a case to be made about that. In the secondary, there was a lot of contact as Sam Thomas, the linebacker, was trying to follow the speedy receiver, jumped on his back, and then made the swat. Digressing, it's a 4th and 5 from the 49-yard line of the Purple Dragons, and Jelani Long will punt it away. There is no one back to return for the Jaguars either, as they're trying to prep for a potential 4th down attempt. Coach Audley saying everybody go ahead and make their way forward, but now Schoonover in the secondary saying we need one guy back, and a good punt by Jelani Long. The football takes a hop at the 6, continues to trolley forward all the way to the 2-yard line. An impressive punt by Jelani Long with 9 seconds remaining in the first half of play, and I doubt the Jaguars can kneel it here, as the football is now repositioned at the 1-yard line. So this is not a circumstance where you can kneel the football, and I would imagine the Purple Dragons will just have one safety deep and try to bring a blitz, potentially to force a fumble or a safety.
What a great play by Jelani Long, and I know Coach Nicholson wants to cover the top, but if you bring a blitz here, you could potentially get the safety, as Jones is in his own end zone right now. He'll line up under center with Allison as the deep back. Jones tries to go with the quarterback sneak forward. He's across the 2 to the 3-yard line, and that will spell the first half of action to an end. The score, 6-0. The Purple Dragons lead by 1 possession. Chase Curtis, the starting quarterback, who has 14 total touchdowns this year, unlikely to return in the contest following an apparent leg injury during the first offensive drive for Pittsburgh. Ty Rorick has taken command of the offense and has led one scoring drive as Jelani Long pulled out his do-it-yourself kit following a swing pass and burst forward for a 76-yard touchdown. The Dragon defense holding strong, but the Jaguars responding in turn. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute commercial break and bring you back to Andover, Kansas for the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report. Don't go anymore. More action from your Pittsburgh High School athletic headquarters on ESPN 100.7.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Now back to Dragon football.
A merry welcome back to Andover, Kansas, as the Pittsburgh High Purple Dragons are on the road taking on the Jaguars. We welcome you to the Andover Athletic Complex alongside Alexander Seiler, filling in for Avi Sharma with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio. I'm Cam Molina. Welcome you all in to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report. At intermission, the score is 6-0. The Purple Dragons lead, and this is a very rare situation for Pittsburgh as they are without their senior quarterback, Chase Curtis, who in total has over 900 yards of total offense on the season, 14 touchdowns. Fourth play for the Purple Dragons offensively, he leaves the contest with a leg injury, and it did not seem particularly good. He was very slow to get up. There was about a 3 to 5 minute break where he just lied on his back. Coach Nicholson wanted him to take it slow. Gator had to come over. He had to be assisted up and then was trolleyed off the field. There is no status report yet for Chase Curtis, but Ty Rorick having to fill in, and those are very big shoes to fill for a guy who's probably going to be a highly heralded quarterback at the end of the year, and I'm sure accolades will be tossed his direction because of his performance through the first 4 games of the season. But with a 3-1 record, up 6 points right now,
Rorick, you have to be able to buckle in. The next few contests are going to be turbulent. Next week, it's against Carl Junction at home. Then you have Bonner Springs and North High School. Bonner Springs, a very underrated team from Kansas City. Pittsburg High beat them last year, but it was a fist fight through the first half. And then Carl Junction, that Central Ozark Conference, you're competing with the likes of Webb City on a regular basis. You're going to have a battle-hardened crew. So Pittsburg trying to pull out this victory just in case there's the potential of slipping up in the ensuing weeks. But Ty Rorick in that first half of action ended up being sacked twice and threw a touchdown pass to Jelani Long for 76 yards. Rorick on the season now over the century mark passing, and he has 1 touchdown. Last year at minimal time, he started 2 games, was able to accrue a total of 2 touchdowns, but the difficulty lies in the change at the helm. And for many offenses, it takes time to adjust to a new quarterback on the field. And that's the circumstance that's at hand currently that many of you are listening to or are watching on our K-Prep screen. As Ty Rorick is making good reads, but just finding his footing early on in the contest is difficult to do when you haven't started a game and you have maybe 3 minutes logged total on the season in a varsity contest. But as I mentioned in the first half of play, Ty Rorick, a highly heralded quarterback for the Purple Dragons. Coach Nicholson says he could do just about everything Chase Curtis does. He's just about 2 inches shorter. And when both Rorick and Curtis attended a camp at Pittsburg State University for many high schoolers, there were coaches that said, hey, Coach Nicholson, you have 2 of the 3 best quarterbacks here in the Southeast Kansas area. So that is high praise coming from college coaches and potentially scouts in the area. But without Curtis, the offense has become narcotized and very lethargic. There hasn't been much energy. Most of the offense has gone through the way of Brandis Evans, who so far in this contest is over 50 yards rushing, including 3 carries of over 10 yards. But running in and of itself is a good weapon, but not enough to make sure your offense is balanced. Ty Rorick on a couple short passing attempts has found open receivers, but he is just very transparent with what he's going to do. As he, on one particular play, had Dylan White on a 10-and-in route, shifted his body towards the right side of the field and delivered a throw. A very mechanical delivery, and it wasn't something that was relaxed or robust as you see many composed and comfortable quarterbacks doing. And that's not to slight Rorick in the slightest. It's tough to step into a varsity game on the road with a home crowd that's over 200 right now in the student section, currently sipping on Coke and Pepsi products, watching their friends in the band with shining silver tubas at the 50-yard line, decked out in their black attire, play for the home crowd. And at break, the score is 6-0. Adjustment need to be made at halftime for both of these teams. For the Jaguars, Coach Audley is going to have to find a way to spark up the passing game, as both Jones, Allison, and Anthemides have handled the workload running, and there has been success on the ground, but a few mistakes in turn of penalties, as there was a false start and a holding that ultimately negated first down runs by both Anthemides and Allison in that first half of action. And for this Jaguars team, against an opponent that's 3-1 on the season, coming off a loss to Andover by 32 points, you have to really buckle in and execute well. And that happens to be the issue for this Jaguars team. They're just not executing well in this first half of action. But heading into the second half, we may see more of the passing game. Jones has a big arm for a young man who's just a sophomore. And Reagan Jones has peppered the football down the field several times. He has not been afraid to take shots. Actually, he's converted on a 35-yard pitch and catch to Matt Macy, who leads the team in yards per catch at 33 per reception. So his ability to drive the football downfield, it's there. It's just the accuracy, and if Coach Audley is going to dial up that type of play. As for the Purple Dragons, it will be more so, can we put the football into the hands of our playmakers and allow them to do what they do best? Can they jumpstart our offense? So we'll most likely see Jelani Long, Corbin Jefferson, and Brandis Evans, the trio of halfbacks, the 3-pronged attack, taking over the offense in the second half. And maybe have Ty Rorick use his legs a bit more and use a play-action scheme more than he did in that first half of action. We'll go ahead and talk about what to look forward to in the second half of action following a 2-minute break and a check-in into our KSHQ studio as Shelby White has some updates from around the southeast Kansas area. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7 and the halftime show on the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month with
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out
without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
Crawcan Telephone Cooperative has been serving Girard in southeast Kansas for 65 years. In 1952, we helped our members connect with each other using telephone lines. Today, we connect our members with the entire world using fiber optics. While the technology has changed, our commitment to deliver it to our members has not. Check us out on the web at ckt.net.
All accidents, 24-hour towing. Been in an accident? Then call the pros. They have quality auto body repairing and painting from certified technicians for all major and minor repair jobs, and they can deal directly with the insurance companies, taking the stress out of your life. Go to BarrettBodyFrame.com or stop in and see them at 1601 East 27th Street Terrace or call 232-9400. That's Larry Barrett Body Frame and Towing. Customer service first. See them fast in names and numbers.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons, open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Welcome live into the studio of ESPN 1007, the sports headquarters. I'm Shelby White. I'm going to get you some brief halftime scores from around the area. At halftime in Lebec County leads Fort Scott 20-0. St. Paul traveling to Madison, and they win this one at halftime in 8-man football rules. If you're up 45 at half, or anytime after halftime, I should say, the game is automatically over. St. Paul beats Madison 54-8. In Parsons trails Iola 14-12. Very close game there. Try and keep an eye on it for you going forward. Here in Pittsburgh, the St. Mary's Colgan Panthers are playing host to the Girard Trojans, and at halftime, Colgan leads Girard 21-6. Over in Missouri, in Carthage leads Nixa 32-7. Down this road and on Highway 69, Columbus is leading Prairie View 47-0 at halftime. More Missouri scores. El Dorado Springs traveling to East Newton. El Dorado Springs leads 16-0 at halftime. In Eureka, the Eureka Tornadoes playing host to the Humboldt Cubs. Humboldt is winning this one easily at halftime, 42-6. Independence was leading Anderson County 26-0 at halftime. In Oklahoma, the Jay Bulldogs are playing host to the Lincoln Christian Bulldogs. The Jay Bulldogs are leading 29-7. More Oklahoma scores. Rejoice Christian playing host to Quapaw. Rejoice leading 44-0. Blue Jacket traveling to Welch. 24-0. Blue Jacket is leading Welch, in the first corner. Foyle traveling to Fairland, and in the first quarter, Foyle leads Fairland 14-0. Over in Caney Valley leads Erie 39-0 in the second quarter. More Oklahoma scores. Barnesdale traveling to Afton. Afton leads Barnesdale 24-6. In Kansas City, the Frontenac Raiders are playing J.C. Harmon. The Harmon Hawks are located in Kansas City. If you want to listen to that game, it's on 103.5 The X. Frontenac is leading Harmon 47-7 in the second quarter. Wyandotte leading Nowata at halftime 22-0 down in Oklahoma. Over in Lebanon, Missouri, Joplin is leading Lebanon 28-0. And as you've been listening here on 100.7 the sports headquarters, Pittsburg is at Andover Central, and Pittsburg leads 6-0. In Coffeyville, the end of the first half, Galena leads Coffeyville 20-0. More Missouri scores. Sarcoxy is leading Lockwood 14-7. And the last Missouri score that we have, Miller is leading Diamond 7-0 at halftime. And down in Riverton, Baxter Springs is leading Riverton 20-0. We're going to send it live now back to Andover Central to Cam Molina. Cam, take it away.
Thanks, Shelby. I appreciate it. We welcome you back to the SEK Urgent Care Halftime Report. Filling in for Avi Sharma is Alexander Seiler. I'm Cam Molina. At break, 6-0 is the score. A rare offensive outing for the Purple Dragons, but there's a cause behind it. Senior quarterback Chase Curtis going down with an injury early on in the first quarter of play. Seiler, drawing from years of high school football as a player, can you talk about some of the difficulties trying to adjust going into the second half with a backup quarterback?
Yeah, so I think once Chase Curtis went out in that first quarter, they really responded well, especially towards the end of that first half there, and they finally started to find their composure as a team and started getting some plays offensively and making some real changes and looking like they really had a good chance of building up after that loss. And I think during halftime, the most important key for them is to keep that intensity that they had towards the end of that first half, because they did kick it up a notch, especially in comparison to that first quarter. And that halftime can feel like a long time sometimes, so they really just need to try to keep that same mental state and transfer that over into the third quarter.
Solid observations there, Seiler. One more thing I want to ask. When you break out into groups in the locker room, typically the defensive backs coach will take the D-backs, your defensive coordinator will take some of the D linemen, etc., etc. As a core, or as a unit, let's say D-backs or D-lines in this instance, how do you make adjustments heading into the second half, especially with your quarterback going out?
So I think now's a good time for the quarterback to maybe take some time to calm down after just getting thrown into this position where I'm sure he wasn't planning on playing this much going into this position. And now he can kind of collect his thoughts and figure out his role in the team and what he needs to do to win this game.
And right now, Seiler, it seems to be that Ty Roark and Tom Nicholson electing to go more towards the ground game. Roark, again, thrusted into a particular situation that does not prove conducive to him. When you're a junior quarterback thrown into the spotlight on the road, the pressure has to be insurmountable for him.
That's right, yeah. So he had that one 68-yard screen pass for that touchdown, which was a glimpse of what he could do with the ball in the air, but he has thrown a few times in the air since, and maybe he'll get more comfortable in the second half and get back to that and try it again.
And it's all repetition based. You just have to be able to pick up on the positives and not look back on the negatives. So you did roll out. You were sacked once. Forget about it. You picked up 3 yards on the next play. You find Zachary Sutton for an easy gain, and then you hit Jelani Long for a big 70-plus yard bomb. So you have to build up that momentum and carry forward into the second half as both teams, after stretching, are in their respective huddles. It will be Andover Central kicking the football away. The Purple Dragons, to begin the third quarter of action, will have the football. Purple Dragons in that first half, a singular touchdown from the hands of Ty Roark. And the ground game seemed to pay dividends as both Jelani Long, Corbin Jefferson, and Brandis Evans all seem to find seams in between the tackles. But it's more so spacing out the defense east to west that has been the issue. And Coach Tom Nicholson elected to go with some underneath routes via the hand/arm of Ty Roark, but nothing was completed outside of that one big pitch and catch to Long. So we may see some quick underneath routes, maybe some drag routes, some hitches, some curls to get Roark going, as you said, Sal. Andover set to kick it away for the Jaguars, who trail by 6. They have not been shut out once this season. The least amount of points they've scored is 7. So stats favor them to at least put up a touchdown in this second half of play. Pittsburgh is going to have to find some offensive stimulant as we head into phase number 2. 6-0 the score. Andover ready to boot it away. And the big right leg kicker undulates the football through the air, Andover in, and it goes into the back of the end zone for the touchback. And Corbin Jefferson just watched it sail by, saying, hey, I'm not going to make the effort to go and get it. So the Purple Dragons offense will begin from their own 20-yard line. Ty Roark with some time to calm down in the locker room, maybe talk with Chase Curtis about what he thinks needs to be executed in this second half of action. It's always good to get second opinions, not just from your coaches, but your teammates as well, as Roark will come out into shotgun formation. Brandis Evans off kilter to the right side. Bunch formation towards the near side. 3 receivers. Roark fakes it to Evans. It will be delayed throw, and it's out to Drew Rolfs. Rolfs has it across the 25, out of bounds at the 27 for a pickup of 7 yards. And that was nearly an illegal pass, as Roark was about half an inch away from the line of scrimmage.
Brandis Evans. Tackle made by Jake Taylor. Second down, 1 near the 29.
It will be a 2nd down and 1 and a gain of 9 yards, I beg your pardon, as the Jaguars will have 4 down linemen at the crown of the football. Is Hunter O'Connor. Under center is Roark. 2 wide receiver set split. Handoff is to Corbin Jefferson. He has a lead blocker. And Eichenberger, he uses his right hand to guide the offensive lineman forward, but there's a flag at the 30-yard line following the gain of enough to move the chains. And the referee currently talking with the line judge, saying that there was a hold on Pittsburgh, who's already moving backward. Peyton Steele held on the play, and that moves the football back 5 yards. So instead of a 1st down and 10, it will be a 2nd down from inside the 30-yard line. Ball is moved all the way back to the 21. So near the original line of scrimmage. And it will be a 2nd down and nearly 9 to go. Roark will line up under center again. 8 men on the line. Roark lines up under center. He turns around. It'll be a handoff to Corbin Jefferson, who sneaks in between the left hip of the center and the right hip of the left guard and plows forward for a gain of 3 yards across the 21 to the 23.
Jefferson with a carry.
So a small gain of 3 yards brings up a 3rd and 6. It's Siler, I would imagine this is the situation where maybe you flare out 2 or 3 receivers for Roark and try to look for something underneath.
That's right, Cameron. Especially after that first play, just coming into the second half, they threw it. So let's see if he's willing to do it again.
Trips bunch near side, and it will be a draw. Handoff up the middle to Corbin Jefferson as he tries to kick his left leg and kick off one defender who had locked on and anchored him down, but it's not enough, as Corbin Jefferson's about 4 yards shy of the 1st down marker. 4th down and 5 to go. Jelani Long back to punt it away. The typical punter is Chase Curtis, so not only do you lose your starting quarterback, but your starting punter. But Jelani Long had a beautiful punt to end the first half as he pinned the Jaguars at their own 1-yard line. Lyman back to return. Long boots it with the right leg. Ball swivels and takes a hop at the 41-yard line of the Jaguars. It continues to tumble inside of the 40 to the 37-yard line. So the Jaguars with decent field position, it's adequate, as they will start the first offensive sequence from them inside their own territory at their own 36.
1st and 10 for the Jaguars from the 36.
And Siler, the first offensive sequence, not entirely indicative of how the rest of the game will pan out, but Pittsburgh really needs to find something to spark them as the Jaguars' offensive sequence features Allison in the backfield. Jones hands off to Allison. He'll bounce off to the near side of the field across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Back to the line of scrimmage, no gain on the run.
In on the tackle for the Purple Dragons, Chase Johnson. Second down, 8.
Second down and long to go as Jones quickly scurries back to the huddle after receiving word from his head coach and Tom Odley. Allison to the right of Jones. Trips far side of the field. Jones, the lay handoff is to Allison. And Allison crosses the threshold of the 37 to the 38-yard line. A pickup of 3 yards. It will be 3rd down and 7.
Third down from the 37.
Allison, the primary tailback in this contest, but there has been some work from Anthemides. And Anthemides has been the change of pace back and a pretty good receiver, too. 3 wide receivers set for Jones as he comes out the shotgun formation, delivers a bullet that's low and falls incomplete. Brett Weimers did a good job of shoring Macy to the outside of him and then dove for the football. And it was a very low throw. Jones had really no chance to thread it in. 4th down and 8 now. So Joel Kafka, instead of having Corbin Jefferson back with him, is the lone return man, Jelani Long, looking to pressure Schoonover. Schoonover, pressure coming from all sides, gets the kickoff, and it will be a punt that goes to the 30-yard line, takes a hop across the 20, deeper into Purple Dragon territory, and finally touched at the 16. A punt of 50 yards. Although the Purple Dragon offense during their first offensive set of the 3rd quarter wasn't particularly bright, they can play keep away if they put the football into the hands of Jelani Long, Corbin Jefferson, and Brandis Evans. That's also an avenue you can take if you don't want to risk going through the air. Rourke lines up under center with a stacked box. 8 men in the box. Rourke rolls out, delivers a throw to the tight end, Jarek Butcher, who's also the outside linebacker. He skids on his knees and is able to grapple the football at the 23-yard line for a gain of 7.
Now, there are those short passes you just mentioned, Cameron. Hopefully they keep those going and get the pass game running.
7-yard pickup, and Butcher just ran a simple in route, or should be out route. Rourke will come out in the shotgun formation with Evans on his right hip. 4 wide receivers, trips towards the near side. All 3 wide receivers with equal space in between each other. Rourke reads, breaks one tackle as the defense collapsed on him, but then the second effort wraps him up in the backfield for a good loss. DeGarmo there on the sack. So a loss of 1, not registered as a sack, but a tackle for loss. 3rd down and still a short situation to work with.
It's 3rd down from the 23.
7:46 remaining in the 3rd quarter of action. 3 wide receivers spread out towards the left side of the field. Isolated one-on-one towards the near side of the field is Landon Conrad. Taking the snap is Rourke. Rourke with a good fake. He has enough for the first down as he's tackled at the 28-yard line. First down marker was at the 27. It's a pickup of 5 yards on the run. And Ty Rourke, a good fake as he deked out the defense on the handoff to Evans. Defense collapsed, and all Rourke had to do was wheel outside and pick up enough to move the chains. Drew Rolfe subs in. He has a play in mind. And that is now being proliferated to the rest of the huddle of the Purple Dragons at their own 20-yard line. On the right hash mark from their own 29. The Purple Dragons and Rourke from the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers towards the left side. It's a wide receiver screen. Zachary Sutton ankle tackled. An excellent play in the open field made by DeGarmo. DeGarmo was not fooled at all, and linebackers traditionally will run downhill with a head full of steam to make those types of plays, but a very composed, cognizant DeGarmo did a good job squaring up and tackled Sutton. And Sun's a pretty sneaky receiver, so a good play by the outside linebacker. Roark breaks out of the huddle, trips near side. He'll roll outside the pocket on an out route. It's caught. Landon Conrad at the 39-yard line, short of the first down. A pickup of 12. And now the cadence of the Purple Dragons offense picking up a bit following 2 completions through the air on this drive.
It's third down from the 39.
Third down and 1 with 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter of action. The Purple Dragons trying to push forward and break the stalwart defense of the Jaguars that's only allowed a touchdown. I formation. Roark lines up under center, hand off to Evans, and Evans uses his strength, barrels over 2-3 defenders across the 50, and he's finally tripped up into Jaguars territory at the 49-yard line. An excellent run by Brandis Evans. He had enough for the first down. That was evident on the field, but it was the second surge and effort that moved him deeper into Andover Central territory and across the 50 to the 49. First down and 10 after a run of 11. 12 yards. In motion from left to right is Jelani Long. Roark fakes it. He'll step up in the pocket. Pocket collapsing, trying to use his feet, and he's tackled at the line of scrimmage, but a flag is down at the 44-yard line of Pittsburg.
Tackle made by Taylor.
Now the referee is pointing towards Pittsburg. This looks like holding country, and it is. Sam Herring on the hold for the Dragons. And that will force the football back into Pittsburgh's own territory. So instead of being on the 49-yard line of Andover Central, they're all the way on their own 34. Roark comes out under center, I formation offset. Deuces towards the near side. Roll out for Roark. It's a read. He pitches it. He has Jelani Long, who tucks his shoulder and tries to barrel into the defense. But as he plowed forward, he was quickly snapped to the turf. Tuttle on the stop.
Now, being in this position, it's pretty essential for these Purple Dragons to get some passes going. They have a long ways to go for that first down.
So it was about a gain of 4 yards for Long. First down and 22 to go. The first down marker at the 39-yard line of the Jaguars. 2 receivers set. Pressure coming from the left side. A blitz is underway, but it's a handoff to Evans, who makes one strong cut. He's across the 50, still on his feet, and he's finally dragged down into Jaguars territory once more at the 40-yard line. A beautiful gallop made by Brandis Evans, a 21-yard pickup. Brandis Evans, the ability for the shifty 200-plus pounder to hit the second gear when he reached the second level is unfathomable. 4:14 remaining in the third quarter. 6-0 is the score. The Purple Dragons lead. Andover trying to pose a stop to this Purple Dragon run. Handoff is to Evans. He may have squeaked through to the first down. Ty Cicero says he does. The line judge says he did, as the ball spotted at the 41, which is where the first down marker is at. And now the chain gang will come out onto the field as the referee will make a motion towards the down judge to bring on the markers. And already subbing onto the field is Lyman, as Lyman believes it is a 4th down, and the Jaguars are confident that it will be a 4th down in inches. But then you have to pose the question, the defense for the Purple Dragon has been holding on very well. Is this 4th down territory for Tom Nicholson's group? The chains are out, and it is shy of the first down by a hair. From our perspective, it looks like the nose of the football is right at the first down marker, but I would imagine if you were lined up directly with the sticks, it would be an eyelash length. So 4th and a decameter from the 40-yard line of the Jaguars, feet stomping in the Andover fan section. Roark lines under center. Roark, turn, Evans, stop, second surge, enough to move the chain. Brandis Evans is a bowling ball with legs. My goodness. The ability to turn the legs and chug forward after the initial contest is absolutely staggering. Gain of 3. So the ball's at the 37-yard line. A 1st and 10 for the Purple Dragons, and Roark will come out of shotgun formation. Split back. Corbin Jefferson to the right, Evans to the left. 4 men in the box for the Jaguars. Delayed handoff is to Evans, and Evans chopped down at the knees and wrapped up across the 35 to the 34-yard line as Jake Taylor was there on the tackle. Correction, Thomas there on the tackle.
I would say Brandis Evans has been the star of this drive for sure, so I think they need to keep giving him the ball and see what he can do with it.
Well, Evans has had the last 3 carries for the Purple Dragons, in total 28 yards. He has been the feature back, if you will, although he plays more of a fullback role. Cicero motions over, hops over from right to left. Strong left formation, and in motion from left to right now is Woods. Christian Woods. Roark lobs it up, far side, and it is caught by Dylan White. White had one-on-one coverage. That is exactly what the Purple Dragons wanted. Woods came in motion. It was man-to-man coverage. Dylan White with the trampoline bounce to reel in the football at the 12-yard line. Excuse me, to the 7-yard line. White with his first catch of the ball game, no better time than now. Roark keeps it himself, and he's tossed in the backfield for no gain, maybe a loss of 1. O'Connor on the stop for the Jaguars with 2:17 remaining in the third quarter to 6-0 lead. The Purple Dragons knocking on the front door of Andover Central, and even if the drive is stalled out, there is still a chance for Nathan Neef to kick the field goal. This is in his wheelhouse. It would be a 24-yard attempt currently, as it's 2nd and goal from the 7. Roark trying to organize the play. Evans to his right side, long in the backfield. Read option. Roark loses the football. It's still loose, and it looks like the Jaguars have recovered. And that was a major flub and a fumble by Roark, who is down, stomping his legs. And he is doubled over and is slow to get up. And this would be disastrous if the number 2 quarterback for the Purple Dragons went out. And Roark, who is curled up in the fetal position with his helmet in the turf at the 17-yard line, has yet to move. He was clicking down his right leg, writhing in pain. He has not squeaked an inch, and now the athletic trainer for Andover Central is being motioned over. Roark is now on his knees, and he will take a second, as we will take a second as well. A 30-second commercial break, and we'll bring you right back to Andover, Kansas. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
If you're in the mood for shopping, visit Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. Pittsburgh's original one-stop shopping center has a lot to offer. A great variety of clothing and shoes for the whole family, a large selection of gifts, sporting goods, events, and entertainment, plus terrific places to eat, and you can enjoy the newest movies in 8 theaters. Shop the comfortable and convenient atmosphere at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall. There's always something happening at Pittsburgh's Meadowbrook Mall.
Now back to Dragon football.
And we welcome you back to the land of Jaguars. Andover Central at home, trailing 6-0 to the Pittsburg High Purple Dragons. The Dragons starting quarterback Chase Curtis went down on the opening drive, has yet to return. Ty Roark steps in, throws a touchdown to Jelani Long 2 possessions later, and now in the third quarter with a $1:43 left and a drive that's lasted 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Ty Roark fumbles the football in the Jaguars' red zone, and he is slow to get up, still down on the field injured. The trainers are tending to him currently, and this is a situation that's gone from bad to disastrous in the amount of about an hour. And the purple cloak training staff for the Dragons still hovering around Roark. Chase Curtis had a leg injury, and again, I want to add an input. This is speculation, but he was really favoring a leg on the sideline, and now Roark is slowly getting up. He is being assisted up by the training staff. So now you ask, who is the third quarterback to make his way up? Well, Chase Johnson, the senior, is listed as a quarterback for this Purple Dragons team. So we may see the senior defensive back / linebacker come out to run the offense next time, but the Jaguars recover the football after the Roark fumble, and Jones and Andover Central ready to begin the drive from their own 12. Jones, quick pitch to the outside. It's Anthemides. Anthemides bounces past the 15, tries to slither back inside the numbers as he was outside the hashes, and is dropped at the 16 for a gain of 4.
Tackle made by Joel Kafka. Second down 7 from the 16.
There's a pickup of 3 yards with $1:30 remaining in this third quarter of play. And with Ty Roark and Chase Curtis down, this has to prove as a very worrisome problem for Tom Nicholson, as next week you're home against Carl Junction. Taking the snap is Jones. He rolls near side, delivers a throw, and it's in and out of the hands of linemen. Good coverage in the secondary by Rolfs. And Rolfs did a good job streaking from outside the numbers about 3 yards away, trying to cover the out route, and lineman was unable to adjust to the football. It's a 3rd down and 7. A minute remaining in the third quarter of play. Jones lines up in the shotgun. Up back is Rod. Jones rolls right. He has Rod in front of him as a blocker. Jones stopped. Thought about pivoting. He's at the 14 and is finally tripped up. And Jones was just trying to extend the play so that his wide receivers could gain separation. But Jelani Long, Joel Kafka, and Drew Rolfs in the secondary did a good job keeping the speedy receivers in check. It's a 4th and 7 after the gain of 0.
Formation for the Jaguars.
Especially after such a heartbreaking conclusion to that last Dragons offensive possession. That was a huge defensive stand for the Dragons here as they get the ball back.
This will be the 3rd offensive drive for the Purple Dragons as Corbin Jefferson asks for a fair catch. He muffs it. Ball's loose. It's picked up at the 50-yard line. Ty Herman scoops it up. And the Purple Dragons mistake followed by a mistake. So instead of the 3rd offensive drive in this 3rd quarter for the Dragons, it will be the 3rd offensive set for the Jaguars on their own 49. And this may be the turning point they were hoping for. Fans screaming, do something to the Jaguars offense. Jones trying to do that. 3-step drop. Time in the pocket. Steps up. Wrapped up from behind and dropped right back at the line of scrimmage as Ty Cicero came screaming in from the 45 to wrap up Jones. And actually it will be a gain of 1 as Jones fell forward. And now there is a timeout, excuse me, I beg your pardon. That will spell the end of the 3rd quarter of play as we head to the top of the 4th. The score is 6-0. Jaguars trying to take advantage and exploit 2 mistakes by the Purple Dragons late in the 3rd quarter of play. We'll return you to the final frame of action here on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Barone's Food Service Incorporated wishes the best of luck to all area athletic teams this season. It has been their pleasure to provide great quality food products to area schools, colleges, and universities in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Barone's Food Service is proud to be a 4th-generation family-owned and operated business with over 80 years of service to their customers, employees, families, and communities. Good luck to all area teams from Maroons.
Now back to Dragon football.
We welcome you back to to Andover, Kansas. The score currently 6-0. The Purple Dragons with a slight edge. They've lost their two main quarterbacks, their starter and Chase Curtis, in the reserve and Ty Roark. And after two fumbles, one by Roark, who subsequently after that play left with an injury, and a muffed punt return by Corbin Jefferson, the Jaguars have it from their own 49-yard line, but now a false start by Andover Central to begin the final frame of action. And Seiler, just very unique circumstances from the Pittsburgh side at least. And the Jaguars with the football, excellent field position. They have to capitalize on this drive.
That's right. The Jaguars offense really has had so many opportunities to score, and they just haven't been able to capitalize yet. So it's imperative they do very soon, if not right now.
Jones, shotgun formation. Rod, the up back, deuces towards the far side. Jones looks left, tucks and runs. He's at the 40, and Adju will lob it up, and it looks like he has an open receiver, and he does complete the throw to Jensen, and that moves the chains as the ball is inside of the 50, or across the 50, I beg your pardon, to the 48-yard line of the Dragons. So it will be third down, and median following the false start. Seven-yard gain. That sets up a 3rd and 7. Two receivers towards the near side for Jones. Jones steps up in the pocket. There's a QB contained. Chase Johnson wraps up Jones at the 45 and officially checks him out at the 44. A gain of 4 on the run, which brings up a 4th and 3. And if you're the Jaguars, you may want to keep the foot on the pedal.
It's 4th down, 3 from the 44.
Jaguars fans starting to get rowdy on a 4th down and 3 with under 11 minutes remaining in the contest, trailing by a possession. 3 wide receivers set. Isolated receiver is Macy towards the near side. Jones tries to cross the 50-yard line, rounds back to the 45, and Jarek Butcher is there on the stop. And how about the elated Jarek Butcher, who's second on the team in tackles, absolutely stonewalling Jones at the 44-yard line, and it's a turnover on downs. And Jarek Butcher doing the shark fin on top of his helmet as he sprinted towards the sideline. I've never seen him run into the arms of Tom Nicholson so quick, and I think Nicholson's eyes were so wide because when you have a guy who's about 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, you get a little worried that he's going to wrap you up, much like he does many opposing players. So it will be Chase Johnson, the quarterback for the Purple Dragons under center. He pitches outside to Corbin Jefferson, who slithers in between the right tackle and the right guard and picks up 8 yards on the run into Jaguars territory at the 47-yard line.
Tripped up by number 16, Sam Thomas. Second down, 2 from the 47.
From the 47-yard line of the Jaguars, with 10 minutes remaining in the contest, a score may put this game out of reach. Deuces towards the far side of the field. Evans and Jefferson, the backs. Johnson allowing the clock to trickle away with under 8 on the play clock. He turns. Delayed handoff to Evans, who high steps past one Jaguar defender. He crosses the 40 to the 35-yard line as he ping-ponged off of 3 different defenders to pick up enough to move the chains.
Now, so far in this possession, this run game has been very successful, and that's very important considering the 3rd-string quarterback is in right now, and the run game is very important to this Dragons offense.
Evans picked up 12 on the run. Johnson will take the football under center. Strong right formation. Handoff to Evans. Evans again high stepping across the 30 to the 28-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards. And Evans has absolutely gashed and gassed this Jaguars defense.
Yes, this has been a great second half for Evans so far, and I hope to see him keep it up.
So Evans tallied 7 on the first down carry. 2nd down and 3 with 9 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Purple Dragons maybe another 15 yards away from Nathan Neef's range as a worst-case scenario. Wing T formation. Chris Woods, near side of the field as the wideout. Handoff up the gut is quickly snuffed out and dropped. Tackle by Stolliver. Not much going there for Corbin Jefferson on that handoff, which sets up a 3rd down and 3. No gain on the carry. Ty Cicero in the huddle as Dylan White now joins Chase Johnson. Johnson relays the message from White to the rest of his cohorts. The Tribe of Dragons all line up for this 3rd down and 3 with 8:20 remaining in the 4th quarter of play. Johnson, hard count again, turnaround. Evans has it, cuts it, left side, across the 25 to the 24-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains.
Tackle made by Clark Schoonover.
And you have to give praise to Evans for his patience in the backfield, waiting for his blocks to develop. A very commendable trait in many halfbacks nowadays is that they allow their offensive line to do the dirty work up front and then take advantage of whatever seam the big guys up front give them. Johnson, 2 wide receivers, far side of the field. And a flag comes in. And the flag was thrown on the backside by the referee, and it's a false start on the Purple Dragons. A 1st and 15 from their own 29-yard line now.
Following the penalty, now 1st down 15 from the 29.
$7:50 remaining in the contest. 6-0 is the score. Johnson will line up under center. 2 receivers out towards the far side of the field, stepping on the 30-yard line. Conrad is the slot receiver. Evans, the fullback. Handoff is to Evans. He makes one solid cut. Now hurdles over one Jaguar, and he's across the 15-yard line and down at the 14. And Brandis Evans showing off that track and field ability. A skitter of 14 yards. Puts the football approximately at the 15, fringe 14, 15-yard line, but it's not enough to make it a 1st down. Evans with that huge hulking 200-plus pound body and maybe 5'10". He's almost like a younger Jerome Bettis, if you will. Maybe not as large as him, but to hurdle like he did is impressive. Chase Johnson takes the handoff to Evans. Now he'll try to stretch out and sneak closer to the 1st down marker. And it looks like he may have enough for the 1st down as Schonifer came crashing in from the near side to drop Johnson. Johnson does not have enough, but Chase Johnson did try to spin out of the initial tackle and stretched out his left arm to put the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons in a position to pick up that fresh set of downs. Johnson will line up under center. Evans, the fullback. Johnson, hard count once. Box is loaded. Hand off to Evans. He has a 1st down. He's across the 10-yard line, deeper into Jaguar territory, and he's finally chopped down at the 7. Brandis Evans with the 2nd and 3rd push has been absolutely instrumental in the success today for Tom Nicholson's crew. Gain of 8 on the ground.
This Dragons offense has continued to just pound it up the middle relentlessly over and over, and this offensive line has really given the opportunity for these running backs to get through those open holes and get some good yards.
And yes, you do have to credit the Hogs up front. Bentley Bokout, Dalton Gromer, P.J. Montour, Daniel Eichenberger, and Reese Willis have all done their job. Handoff, Evans again. Evans trucks across the 5 to the 4. 3-yard gain.
Tackle made by Clark Schoonover.
Power running style of offense now, as we've seen the dichotomy of this Purple Dragons team change as Johnson is now inserted as the starting quarterback, as Chase Curtis, the senior quarterback for this team who has 14 touchdowns on the season, went out in the 1st quarter. Ty Roark with an injury, who was the reserve quarterback, went out last quarter. And now it's Chase Johnson, the senior defensive back / linebacker, starting to manhandle and take control of this offense. Johnson loses the football, and it squeaked out of his hands. Ball is scooped up at the 6-yard line, somehow recovered by Brandis Evans, who has been the do-it-all player tonight. But it's a 3rd down and 6. This is in Nathan Neef's wheelhouse. He's been able to convert a field goal from 39 yards before in his career. It's a 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line, and I doubt Coach Nicholson is going to elect to pass in this situation. And a timeout is called by the Purple Dragons with 4:38 remaining in the contest. 6-0 is the score. We're heading towards the nail-biting portion of this contest. Stick tuned for the final 4:30 of the ball game. We'll bring you back to Andover, Kansas following these messages on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Now back to Dragon football.
Well, the Purple Dragons offense that has been anemic most of the night has finally found success, and it's all contingent on one player, and that's Brandis Evans. Now, I may redact that statement. I lied. It's been up to 6 players, really. The starting offensive line for the Purple Dragons and Evans, who lines up as the fullback behind Chase Johnson. Johnson will roll out on the play action. He looks towards the end zone, lobs it up. It is caught for a Pittsburg High School touchdown. Chase Johnson found the sneaky, I believe, Landon Conrad. Yes, it is Landon Conrad who squeaked out of the backfield. No, it's Ty Cicero. Cicero came on the rollout from the play action and was in the end zone and caught it for the touchdown. So now the score 12-0, and this is the exact thing that the Purple Dragons needed. Neef on to attempt the point after touchdown. The hold, kick is up, and it is blocked. No chance for that kick as Jack Steiner came flying in from the near side to swat it away. So 2 extra point opportunities have been squandered by the Purple Dragons, and I'm sure Coach Nicholson, who is currently full of ire on the sideline, talking with Ty Cicero, though he's complimenting him for the touchdown now, is up 12-0 with 4:30 remaining in the contest. We will keep it here in Andover, Kansas, as the Purple Dragons now have their first double-digit lead of the contest. With just over 4 minutes left, this Central offense is really going to have to find something that pushes them over the edge and into overdrive. Jones has had some open looks, but the secondary for the Dragons have done a nice job recovering. Jones needs to be able to take advantage of the initial separation between receiver and D-back. In addition, the mixture of Allison and Anthemides has been good, but we haven't seen it too often here in the 3rd and 4th quarter. A 5-minute, 59-second drive for the Purple Dragons. Their 2 drives between the end of the 3rd and 4th quarter have combined for over 14 minutes. Neef with the squib kick, and it goes out of bounds at the 7, so the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line of the Jaguars.
Now as we conclude a game in which the Pittsburgh defense has shown up time after time, it is very important that they show up at least one more time and stop this Jaguars offense from scoring as we near the end of the game.
And as you said, Sila, we are in crunch time right now. Still, Coach Audley has 3 timeouts in his back pocket that he could use at his own discretion, as Jones, with his black arm sleeve, is now in the huddle. Macy currently talking with Coach Audley as the 2 break away from one another. Jensen is the outside receiver on the near side of the field at the 35-yard line, and now the ball's being shifted over as the back judge was nowhere near ready for the play to happen. So the ball's on the right hash mark. Jones takes the snap. He has 4 receivers. Pump fake near side. Looks downfield. Jones picks it up. He needs to get it out. He does not throw it away. He was outside of the tackle box. He could have easily just chucked it away, but it was a horde of Dragons that came up, and Nathan Neef, Peyton Steele, Ty Cicero, and Jarek Butcher all there to lay the hurting down on Jones. Jones, loss of 2 on the sack. 4th sack of the night for the Purple Dragons. Off the triggering of the play, Jones finds Jensen on an out route towards the far side of the field. He crosses the 45 and nearly gets to midfield. And he will be spotted right at the 50-yard line. As the umpire tonight moved the football from the 49 to the 50 to the 49 again, and then finally back to the 50. Under 3:50 remaining in the contest. Jones with the snap. He has trios towards the near side of the field. It will be a halfback slip screen to Allison, and Allison's met at the 49 by Butcher, who forces him back. Maybe a gain of 1 yard on the play.
Second down, 9.
So Allison, 1 yard on the play. Jones triggers. He rolls near side, lobs it up. He has an out route open receiver in Jensen, who mishandles the football. He made eye contact with the pigskin, but then cocked his head upfield. He was not ready for the pass. .3:15 remaining in the ball game. 3 timeouts still for the Jaguars. 4 wide receivers set, spread towards the right side of the field. Allison, the back to the left of Jones. Jones with his gold pants lobs it up, and it is incomplete. Now 4th down and 9. And this could be the turning point in this contest right here. If Jones is unable to pick up the first down, Coach Odley still has 3 timeouts, but the Purple Dragons have found pronounced success with the ground game, especially with Brandis Evans. 4 receivers set, offset far side, pressure coming. Ty Cicero chasing Jones. Jones lobs it up, and it's intercepted by Brett Weimers at the 35-yard line of the Jaguars, across the 40 and wrapped up at the 44-yard line. Now Brett Weimers is confused, and it looks like there may have been a fumble by Weimers at the end of the play. There was, and it was recovered by Andover Central. Wow, so Central now has a fresh set of downs. They will have identical field position from the Pittsburgh 47 with under 3 minutes to go. Wow. Jones hurries up, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set, rolls near side, pressure coming, hesitates, skips past Cicero, lobs it up, in the one-handed grab on the near boundary by Matt Macy. What a spectacular grab, but coming out of the play with the football is Joel Kafka, and now the pass is called incomplete. Macy had it with his right hand. He somehow harpooned the football in the air, brought it to his torso, hit hard out of bounds. His helmet came off. Macy is shaken up at the 15-yard line of the Dragons. Kafka said he had the football. It was null and void, though, an incomplete pass. I think Macy had full possession and was in bounds. A very interesting call by the referee who made the final decision, and the side judge, who was all the way back at the 20-yard line, said it was an initial catch. Let me redact that. No, he did not say it was an initial catch. He said that it was incomplete, but waited a second because Macy had it, Kafka had it, and then ruled it again as incomplete. So really interesting situation. And now we have an official timeout on the field. And a bizarre sequence of events as the referee is now wandering towards the 50-yard line. There will be no explanation. It will be what appears to be a 2nd down and 10 from the 47 of Pittsburgh. Jones with a dime on the run, one of the most difficult passes you can make in all of football if you're a quarterback, to Macy, who made an elaborate catch. And to call it incomplete when the side official is unsure, man, that is some way to get gut punched. 2:42 remaining in the contest, 2nd down and 10. Jones, pressure coming up the gut. He'll bounce outside. Cicero has him around the ankle, shakes out. Jones, what a dexterous quarterback. He's at the 50. Lateral pass. He has it to Jensen. Jensen across the 30 and down at the 29-yard line. 18-yard pickup.
The game good enough for another Jaguar first down. 1st and 10, Andover Central from the 30.
Time still trickling away. Under 2:30 remaining in the 4th quarter of play. 12-0 is the score. The Jaguars trail double digits. Trips, far side. Jones steps up, delivers a stripe, and the frozen rope pass over the middle to lineman on the shallow cross falls incomplete. Good coverage by Weimers in the secondary. Second down and 10, 2:15 remaining in the ball game. And now a timeout will be used by the Purple Dragons. So an interesting call by Coach Nicholson, wanting to potentially play some prevent defense, as there have been 1 or 2 seams open for Jaguar receivers. 12-0 is the score. Purple Dragons up double digits. We'll step aside for 30 seconds to bring you back the last 2:15 of action from Andover, Kansas. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics, ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Since 1945, Tri-State Building has been helping build the 4-state area, providing quality construction services and dependability at competitive prices. Tri-State Building has a reputation as a general contractor and an authorized Butler builder, which holds experience, quality, and reliability above all other considerations. Tri-State Building has built a multitude of projects and is your full-service design build contractor that can take you from concept to grand opening. For an honest and proven contractor, call us, Tri-State Building.
Now back to Dragon football.
It's been a mesmerizing 4th quarter in Andover, Kansas, as the hometown Jaguars trail by 12, but that is not the story. As the offensive sequence for Andover Central is about to begin, it's a 2nd down and 10 from the Pittsburgh's 30-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. Jones takes the snap. Fake delayed handoff. Jones steps up in the pocket. He's across the 30, the 25, the 15. Still on his feet at the 10. Ducks past 1 Purple Dragons defender and is down at the 9-yard line for a 21-yard pickup. A gain of 21 yards. Ball is on the 9-yard line of the Dragons. 1st and goal. And the play is blown dead as Jones was trying to hurry up the offense to the line. And I had alluded to an interesting scenario. Well, the Purple Dragons lost their number 1 quarterback and number 2 quarterback. Their 3rd quarterback, Chase Johnson, led a scoring drive late in the 4th quarter, but Jones and company trying to respond with a touchdown. Jones dekes out 1 defender. He's across the 5, dives to the end zone, and he's in for a Jaguar touchdown. A 9-yard rushing touchdown by the sophomore QB with 1:52 on the clock and 3 timeouts. At this point, it's anyone's game. Jones and company, what a sterling drive late in the 4th quarter. They started the drive with 4:31 remaining as Schoonover slides over for the point after touchdown attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it splits the pipes. We will keep it here in Andover, Kansas for a quick recap. If you're just joining us on the dial on ESPN 100.7 or our live stream on K-Preps with Shelby White back at our KSHQ studios alongside Alexander Seiler, I'm Cam Molina. Chase Curtis, 14 total touchdowns on the season for the Dragons, goes out during the first offensive series for Pittsburgh. Ty Roark subs in. His first offensive drive, he hooks it with Jelani Long for a 76-yard touchdown. The game is scoreless all the way into the 4th quarter with about 4.5 minutes remaining. Chase Johnson, who filled in for Ty Roark, who was belted hard on a fumble in the 3rd quarter, was able to go and lob the football to Ty Cicero in the back of the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown, making the score 12-0. The Jaguars would take over from their own 35-yard line. They would drive downfield, get into Purple Dragon territory at the 45-yard line. The ball was intercepted by the Dragons' Brett Weimers, but Weimers fumbled the football after the interception. So the Jaguars, a null and void play, started from Pittsburgh 47, and then it was a simple 3-play drive that went 47 yards for a Jaguar touchdown. It's a 5-point contest, under 2 minutes to go. Purple Dragons trying to avoid their 2nd loss on the season, Andover looking for their first win since the game against Abilene, where they dropped 48 points. Schoonover, the onside kick attempt is high up in the air. A jump ball, and it goes out of bounds. So it will be Dragon football. And Schoonover had a good amount of arc and air underneath the kick, but it went foul, if you will. A minute 52 left in the contest. 3 timeout for Coach Audley. And Coach Nicholson may go down the traditional route of, hey, let's pack it up the middle with Brandis Evans and Corbin Jefferson trying to run out clock. I would imagine if everything goes according to plan for Andover Central, they would have about a minute to minute 10 remaining in the ball game to try to make something happen. Johnson lines up under center. 1 wide receiver towards the far side of the field. Evans in the backfield. Hand off to Jefferson, and he is quickly snipped out and forced back behind the 50 to the 46-yard line of the Dragons. Schoenhofer on the stop with 1:47 remaining in the ball game. It's a timeout by Andover Central. 12-7 the score. And Sila, we have been in for a treat. What we expected to potentially be a blowout entering the ball game because Chase Curtis and company last year steamrolled this team by 52 points, had been a real dogfight.
That's right. This game has been a roller coaster of emotions, so to say, as it began with, the Pittsburg Dragons really seemed poised to take a good lead on this game, and then obviously Chase Curtis went out, which was a big blow to the team, and then Ty Roark, the backup quarterback as well. So now, even in the face of adversity, the Dragons have still prevailed, and they're in crunch time, and I think they should be able to get one more first down and then be able to run out the clock.
So it's a 2nd down 11 with a $1:47 remaining in this contest. I laughed to hear remarks, Si, about the roller coaster of emotion. It reminded me of the Anchorman quote. I'm in a glass case full of emotion.
That's right. That's right.
It's a 2nd down 11.
I had to quote a movie at least once.
Yes. Good quote. Good quote. Johnson, turnaround, handoff. Jefferson slips 1 tackle and is down across the 45 to the 44-yard line. So a 3rd down and 4 to go. A pickup of 7 on the run by Jefferson. And a timeout used by Coach Audley. 1 timeout remaining for Andover Central on a 3rd down and 5 coming up. It was a correction on the carry. It was a pickup of 6 yards, not 7 yards. Purple Dragons huddled over near the line of scrimmage at the 50-yard line discussing their next course of action. And right now, Central is stacking the box entirely. There's 1 safety deep, and that's Schoenhofer.
It is presumed that these Dragons will follow the same method of success from the second half and continue to run the ball, especially in this crunch time situation. And I think if they just get this 1 more first down in this last play, they'll be in a good spot to run this game out.
So now Schoenhofer slides in from the safety position. The safety deep is Steiner.
It's 3rd down.
8 men in the box, 9 men in the box now. Under center, Johnson, hard count, and there was a flinch by the Purple Dragons.
That's a very big moment for this Dragons offense here.
Well, and on the field, and I despise to do this, it's number 86, I believe, at the false start. No, looking now from a better perspective, it's Peyton Steele with the false start. So Steele hopped early on the far side of the offensive line as it was a 2 tight end set, and Coach Nicholson laying into Steele momentarily and then stops and stares out onto the field for the 3rd down and 10, and the Jaguars have been given a saving grace. Johnson, play action, rolls outside the pocket. A flag on the play. Johnson knocked out at the 40, right down at the marker. That would move the chains and effectively end the ball game, but the flag all the way back at the 47-yard line of the Dragons, and it's a holding call. Late game execution absolutely obliterating the chances for the Dragons. So a third down and very long now. As the flag was at the 47, the football will go all the way back to the 37-yard line.
Following the penalty, it's
A very huge turn of events for this Pittsburgh offense here.
Well, it's a third down and 22 now. You can put the football on the ground and force Coach Audley to use his last timeout or take a chance deep. There's one safety deep for the Jaguars. Handoff is to Jefferson, and Jefferson is absolutely whacked at the 40.
Long, the ball carrier.
So a pickup of 3 yards on the carry, and it's a fourth down and 20 plus to go. And now the referee is stepping out, and it's a face mask on Andover Central. I did not see the flag on the field, but the Dragons staff was absolutely irate following the conclusion of the play, and that is why they wanted the flag thrown. So the flag goes out. It's a face mask. And it's a third down and 15 for the Purple Dragons. Still not a very manageable situation with Chase Johnson leading the pack as the clock continues to run. And no, I don't think the clock is supposed to run in this situation. I think it needs to be stopped because it was a dead ball because of the flag.
It should have been a dead ball, that's right.
So the referee makes his way over to Coach Audley. And Coach Audley saying, hey, well, look at the clock. There's 122. We need that reset to 125. The referee agreeing with Coach Audley, or at least nods of acknowledgement. Coach Audley doesn't look like he's getting the answer he wants as he adjusts his headset with his white polo and the Jaguar logo on the left side of the shirt.
And at this point in the game, Andover Central needs every second they can get.
So, more or less, that's what we were saying, Seiler, that the clock should not have been started. But I guess according to the referee, the play could have been started off the go time of the white cap official, which is odd because there really shouldn't be any decision by the team that committed the penalty. It should just be off the snap, not on the go. Well, now the referee is saying that the Dragons are choosing to start the clock on the ready.
That is very strange. I've never seen that happen before.
So a lot of confusion as now Coach Audley is talking with the line judge saying, do you know what's going on? But now he seems content, so obviously he received an explanation that was worth his time. Third down and 15, a minute 9 to go, 8 seconds on the play clock. Conrad comes in motion. Johnson from the shotgun. Trips towards the near side of the field, and a flag comes in. It's a false start on the Dragons again, make it third down and 20. Now, when it comes to false starts, you don't have the ability to choose whether you accept the penalty or not, but I believe reciprocally, following the last play, you would think Coach Audley has the chance to decide to start the football or start the time on the snap or on the go. And with 1:01 remaining, all that happened was that 14 seconds were milked off the clock. So this is such a unique situation, and the officials are trying to sort it out as well. Trips near side for the Dragons. Johnson comes out in the shotgun formation. 1:01 to go in the game. 12-7 is the score. Dragons lead by 5. Handoff to Long. He bursts forward. Continues to break tackles across the 50 into Jaguar territory and dropped at the 48-yard line for a gain of 11. Third down and 9. With 53 seconds remaining, Coach Audley will use his last timeout. So, wow. Instead of the Jaguars potentially having a minute 10, a minute 15, they have 53 seconds. And Coach Audley was not pleased following the false start call. And I think he was more grieving because of his lack of ability to choose whether to stop the clock on the snap or the go. Such a weird situation. But the score is 12-7. Pittsburg High School on the road after winning their first road game of the season against the Tigers with a 3-1 record, lead by 5. Jones and company able to strike last time and pick up a touchdown. They just need 6 points to take the lead because the Dragons have been unable to execute on the special team side of things. Nathan Neef missed a PAT the first go-around, and then the second PAT opportunity followed the Johnson to Cicero touchdown was blocked. Lyman is set to return. He's at his own 16-yard line. Long will have to give this punt his all. High snap. Long from the 40-yard line. A high-arcing punt that oscillates in the night sky, and it's picked up at the 17-yard line by Lyman with 45 seconds on the clock. No timeout. 1st and 10. The thing about high school and collegiate football, though, the clock doesn't go until the referee gives the go. Once the ball is set, that's when the clock starts. So once the pass is caught and the receiver goes down, time stops. So feasibly, a chance to drive downfield 82 yards and win this game for the walk-off touchdown. Spread offense. Jones takes the shotgun snap. Looks, rolls right, lobs it, far side, up in the air, incomplete. And Jones had to force that into a tight window. Jensen rammed his shoulder pad into the back of Joel Kafka so that Kafka would not have a play on the football. Make sure to stick around for the post-game report. We will provide a synopsis for tonight's matchup as well as some statistics, and a look forward to next week and potentially an interview by Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson as Jones steps up. Frozen rope that is dropped by Lyman right off of his hand. The throw was on target to the numbers. Lyman just lost his focus. 3rd down and 10. 33 seconds left in the contest. And now the Andover Central fan base, 1 or 2 parents or siblings or just overall onlookers starting to leave the stadium. Jones takes the snap, 4 wide receivers set. He looks downfield. Pressure coming. He rolls right. Reverses direction. Gets into a sticky situation. Somehow gets out. He's across the 50 to the 20. The 25. Hesitates. Ducked back in between Chase Johnson and Jensen at the 30 and goes out at the 32-yard line. What a superb run by the sophomore quarterback. Folks, keep your ears and eyes open for Reagan Jones, Andover Central's quarterback, because he's about to make some serious waves in the next 2 seasons. 20 seconds left, a 1st down and 10 from the Jaguars' 33-yard line. On the right hash, 4 wide receivers set, spread wide towards the far side of the field. Jones, plenty of time in the pocket. Pressure coming. He steps up. Cicero trailing Jones. Jones on the run. Lobs it. He has Jensen at the 45. The 40. Cuts to the 35. Across the 30. And out of bounds right at the 29-yard line. A 38-yard pickup that's officially spotted out at the 29-yard line. Excuse me, the 30-yard line. What an impressive play by Jones as he's turning the possible. Wow, the improbable into the possible. And a timeout by the Dragons. 7 seconds left. Ball's on the left hash mark at PHS's 30-yard line. 12-6 is a score. This is most likely the final play of the game. Do or die for both sides. Jones with a green Gatorade bottle squirts the liquid into his mouth as a play is being contrived by the coaching staff for the Jaguars. Coach Audley in the huddle with his crew saying, hey, you know, this is going to be the last play, Seiler, but we have a good chance right here.
Yep, that's right.
So far this season, the Jaguars are 1-3. They lost last week to Andover, their rival, 39-7, and a chance to rebound against a terrific Pittsburg High School team that has taken down the reigning Class 4 state champion of Missouri in Harrisonville. They beat down Fort Scott and Chanute handedly. Jones from the shotgun. He has trips near side for the last play of the game. 12-7 is the score. The sophomore, can he complete the comeback? Steps up in the pocket. Pressure coming. Tries to get out of one tackle. And he's sacked by Nathan Neef, and the football's loose. The clock will continue to run, and that is the ball game. Nathan Neef, who has missed 2 PATs in this contest, makes the game-ending sack. The Purple Dragons advance to 4-1 on the season, in which was a beautiful contest of metal, muscle, and glory. The Dragons prevail by 5 points, 12-7, and the defense, through thick and thin, staying on the field a majority of the ball game, come out on top. Final score, 12-7, and the Dragons jump to 4-1 on the season. We will go ahead and step aside for 2 minutes and bring you back the post-game report from Andover, Kansas. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon football on ESPN 100.7, your sports headquarters.
Welcome to Orthopedic Specialist of the 4 states. Neck to toe, the largest and most comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care group and facility in the region. Only minutes from downtown Joplin. Unlike the hospital system, Ortho 4 States was founded and is operated by board-certified and fellowship-trained orthopedic doctors and surgeons, focused on a mission to restore patients' quality of life and eliminate the pain and suffering caused by injuries and disorders of the spine and joints. Uniquely structured to cater to patient benefit, convenience, and choice, Ortho 4 States doctors, physical therapists, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners all work together to provide compassionate and very personalized care, but with state-of-the-art orthopedic techniques, equipment, and a facility only expected to be found in major cities. Orthopedic Specialist of the 4 states, bringing personalized world-class orthopedic care to the 4-state area.
Thank you, Ortho 4 States, for fixing my spine and letting me cheer again.
Now back to Dragon football.
It's game time all across the 4 states. And Frank Fletcher Toyota here in Joplin is here to cheer on every tackle, touchdown, set, and spike. That's why on behalf of the Kansas City Dealers Association, we've had the opportunity to share over $50,000 this year to support schools and local charitable organizations in the 4 states. For our team, it's always been about giving back. And Frank Fletcher Toyota applauds the hardworking and dedication of our educators, coaches, parents, and student athletes. Frank Fletcher Toyota is proud to be the #1 volume new car dealer in the 4 states and an 8-time Toyota President's Award winner. So this season, come check out the full lineup and give us an opportunity to show you what an award-winning guest experience looks like. Our best deals on the best cars in America are only at Frank Fletcher Toyota, Joplin.
And we welcome you back to Andover, Kansas, where the final score, 12-7. The Purple Dragon fan base that made the 2.5-hour trek on Highway 400 to reach the outskirts of the Wichita City, currently cheering on their local club, winning by 5 points in what was a bitter loss for the Jaguars. We'll give you a quick recap on the contest as Andover Central started the ball game. From their own 35-yard line, they went with a 3-and-out. Pittsburg High School would take control from their own 25-yard line. Quarterback Chase Curtis against Fort Scott last week had 5 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 2 on the ground. But fourth play of the drive, Curtis goes out with an injured leg, and that's speculation, but he was carted off the field. The Dragons would not score until 1:57 remaining in the first quarter as Ty Roark, the backup quarterback, found Jelani Long on a 2-play, 76-yard touchdown drive that went 39 seconds. And it was just a simple swing pass to Long, and Long did everything by himself to pick up the additional yardage and the score. The PAT was no good, 6-0 at that point. Jaguars would still struggle throughout most of the first half and not put up a single point. So at intermission, 6-0 was the score. And now the Dragons with the football with about 12 minutes to go in the third quarter of action, unable to do much with the rock. And then after losing the football Ty Roark has the football in Jaguar territory It's a red zone opportunity. He fumbles the pigskin, and it's a turnover. But in addition, Roark is injured. So the second-string quarterback for the Dragons leaves the contest with an injury. So that leaves the third-string quarterback and Chase Johnson having to step up. But the Jaguars have an excellent opportunity to score following the turnover and the fact that now a offense that cannot truly perform to its highest potential is somewhat inhibited by the lack of their starting quarterbacks. But the Dragons would do well as they would start their third drive of the third quarter from their own 45-yard line. They would eat up about 6 minutes off the clock and score as Chase Johnson on a simple bootleg found Ty Cicero for the touchdown, 12-0 at that point. But Andover Central was not going to go into the night quietly, as Coach Oddly did a great job making adjustments throughout the entire game. And you have to give all the praise in the world for the Jaguars, especially their defense, for locking down nearly everything the Dragons did. And I know you can play devil's advocate and say, hey, the Dragons lost their two starting quarterbacks, including one that has nearly 15 touchdowns on the season. But the Jaguars defense still did an excellent job showing up. But Jones and company rushed downfield, and Jones was able to run into the end zone for a touchdown following an odd sequence of plays. Either way, the score at that point, 12-7. And with all three timeouts exhausted, Coach Oddly and company ended up getting the football back. They would have the football from the Dragons' 30-yard line, but would succumb to the pressure of Nathan Neef, who recorded the game-winning sack. Final score, 12-7, as head coach Tom Nicholson for the Purple Dragons is making his way towards the top of the press box. So we will have a post-game interview. Make sure to stick around. But we will step aside for 1 minute and bring you back that interview here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program, and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
Now back to Dragon football.
We welcome you back to Andover, Kansas for the last time. Cam Molina joined by Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson. Coach, a lot of adversity in this contest, and I know that's an understatement, losing your 2 quarterbacks on the depth chart in Chase Curtis and Ty Rourke, but how impressed were you by the rest of the guys stepping up?
Well, you know, you talk to them all season, all off season about doesn't matter where you are on the depth chart, you're only a couple snaps away, and boy, was it proved tonight. It literally took everybody on that sideline to win this game. It was far from pretty. It was not a beauty contest, but the heart, the determination that those kids showed was makes you damn proud.
Definitely makes you proud, Coach. I think one guy that stood out to me was Brandis Evans, not only defensively but offensively tonight, picking up hard-earned yards, and it just never seems like he's willing to stop, always moving his legs to make sure you guys are in a position to win.
Yeah, the third quarter, that drive, I don't know how long that drive was, but it was most of the third quarter when the play Ty gets hurt on and we fumble, and that was just the Brandis Evans drive. We threw one pass to Dylan White, and other than that, it was just Brandis grinding, fighting, O-line getting off, staying on blocks, but man, is he a tough runner. He is so low to the ground and strong, and it just, you know, you get at a loss for words. Him along with the whole team played their tails off, but the second half, that kid showed some heart.
Coach, and I think it had to be a difficult decision. You're in Jaguar territory. You have Chase Johnson, now the third-string quarterback in, and you elect to go with the bootleg pass to Ty Cicero. Can you take me through that huddle and what was talked about?
Well, our kicking game was just off a little bit tonight. Just happens. Neef was chasing number 8 around all night. He was tired. You know, I just thought we could get it, and it was a good rollout. Offensive line did a great job. They're running a 6-man front and brought one more linebacker. They picked him up. Brandis did a good job giving us the edge, and the play was designed to go to Jarek Butcher running to the back pylon, and Chase saw that was covered up, and Sis made it all the way across to the front pylon and hit him with a good shot, and it was a great catch. So, and Sis was playing on a bad ankle. He probably, he didn't play most of the first half because he couldn't hardly walk on it, and he just gutted it out for his teammates, and it was a great play.
Coach, it was later on in the game that Jones, the quarterback for the Jaguars, really started to get going, and you could tell your defense was fatigued because they were chasing him around all night. The offense really couldn't stay out there too long, but can you talk about how proud you are about the defense stepping up tonight?
Oh, they won the game for us. I mean, they won the game. They played their tails off. We had the ball the whole third quarter. They had the ball the whole fourth quarter, and always seemed like every time we were going to get it back, we muff a punt, we don't convert, we get a false start, whatever it may be, we just kept giving them the ball back with mistakes. But they did. They won the game for us. To only give up one touchdown to that squad that, they can spread you out. They got playmakers. Quarterback was moving very well in the pocket tonight. I mean, he wore our first and second defensive lines out chasing him all night long, but couldn't have been more proud of what the defensive coaches did and just how the kids played, just the effort. I mean, they never quit. I know they were dog tired. They just kept plugging away and kept fighting, and then got a sack there on that last play to seal it. Well,
Coach, congratulations on the win. I know this win has to be a bit less exciting considering the circumstances, but either way, you moved to 4-1 on the season. You're getting ready to take on Carl Junction. I appreciate the time.
Thank you very much, guys. Be safe going home.
Thank you. You too. Once again, that was Pittsburg High School head football coach Tom Nicholson on the post-game interview. Final score from Andover, Kansas, 12-7. The Purple Dragons eke out a win on the road. They are now 2-1 in enemy territory this season, and they will take on Carl Junction at home next week. And a lot of questions up in the air between Chase Curtis and Ty Roark, whether one or either will be ready for that matchup. Again, a 5-point victory for the Dragons and a nail-biter at the Jaguars' fall in the contest. Special thanks back to the KSHQ studios where Shelby White's at. From Alexander Seiler, I've been Cam Molina. Have fun, be safe, and all of you guys have a good night. Make sure to tune in to Pittsburg State football tomorrow as they take on Washburn.
Plan. Free credit is $50 to apply to activation. Free phone available for new lines added to the family plan and activated on a $50 plan. Select models only while supplies last. Coverage and offers not available everywhere. Restrictions apply. See participating dealer for details.
Getting your flu shot at Walgreens is easier